ba na messages ni nyina na kenkan ade amamo awo dwumadi no eso afisam enso ha Black Stars make say omawram awo aye Rhode Island aho na ye ko prepare for ye game ene aye Panama enso ebobo no entine ensam no dogs ni nyina na ye bewram na ye din komo no ade amamo Friday edition of Nhyira Guitar Passport. Good morning. Na ya chama wie na ya damase for chosen Nhyira Passports and anopay na anra in fact World Cup na chance here said the bia no start with the opening ceremony na dia no na fe papa rich cultural display and na etimi enso koso awo Mexico City Stadium na enra enipa 80,000 and no more stadium ho opening ceremony no me kama and sana game na nkasa Mexico and in South Africa game no and so ebasona said the end game no economy no na Mexico omo ashe South Africa come inu omo entiment na manfas na South Africa team na a qualify ahead of Nigeria and ini because as a unjada hwe game no omo bono omo as a team like I mean a surprise will be you better come on here South Africa and dear na koyintia omo boss our ball to Kano and so against Mexico how much and I say anajuno and South Korea and to share check here a can omo take Kano and so bako and group B Canada ababo boxia and Herzegovina and also hon Samoa yede sound coming in na ebedamo awo dwumadi as we say group A no honya sem kitokra Mexico hold at the count with 3 points South Korea toso mienu omo 3 points Czechia omo etoso eyemiensa omni point bia on South Africa omo ene twato okra omo so no any point bia ha ni na no yebedi nkomo ebra Black Stars on some and so yebefia somebody can omo touchdown awo Rhode Island omo bobo omo ho ahead of Yene Panama game ebekoso on the 17th of this month awo Canada ahun samo ha ni na for yebedi awo dwumadie and so emu ye hwe ni se Kumasi Asante Kotoko former goalkeeper and a former captain bi ebeba fie ha na yene no adidi nkomo kakra and so awo dwumadie eso and in SMP and for yatena se Friday edition of Nhyira Guitar Passport ye did dwumadie no ede ebem nemom gise garbage am ka be the foreigner ede ye ko amane but mo pe Black Stars jersey me refi mo pe Black Stars jersey so pe yellow no so pe white o pe red ana Black Stars jersey bia pe bia no be fi ha Nhyira fam bi ha anti bra ye the Black Stars jersey ni bia ba na onsa entimi encounter de senebe a onso no a game against Panama no be show de kama ni na ya chese in fact ye dey support na no at the Emma the Black Stars of Ghana nti ye twa ho abazia e ba ye beto so he dey ama from the opening ceremony organization Bibian because I mean you previous ones you South Africa there you the course or Russia Qatar I mean previous ones I mean it was top notch and then the I was expecting every World Cup in the chance and afi you hear the big games in Hong Kong
nipa dodo na say the best sporting events we are say and the most prestigious and followed we are say omo edo other sports na enye football no say omo ne enya adwen na oba Super Bowl money ademo a the commercial the attraction e wono and to World Cup no but yeah, you do football the argument and they say the Super Bowl is owned by Americans, but the World Cup is for the world. Now, uzumiba football more. There have been a long argument between the World Cup and the Champions League. Say emudian pana efe de ne quality ni wasro na the prestige in winning it no e wasro. Champions League for this yo yeah de ne sika wo mu pa and yeah de ne quality ni wasro because the teams are involved now are allowed to buy quality players to assemble within one team. And you know, yeah, about quality football. And yeah, the World Cup for say look, I no credit. In the World Cup, Ghana and Timin Kotonema. Ghana will have to use players or me Ghana for nkwa. But the fact that you about World Cup no every 4 years, you know, and my World Cup no come no. A day followers of football and a drew a manier special. After so because it is being played according to Umaya Ofri Muntino, there's a certain emotional attachment to representing your country on the football stage. And the World Cup trophy itself, the way Omoma Winnie Bidano elugize adiano. There are players who have won the Champions League and have won the World Cup. But when they are describing them touching the World Cup, no, who say, and on the so the Champions League. You know? So over the years, yes, that argument has been there. But a World Cup for no winning. So World Cup for no winning, dear. Now football so a winning over Super Bowl and other events in the year. Then Rich, you bet me I can at the SS here, but say FIFA World Cup ever starts here. It is the world's biggest sporting event and a barbershop. From a personal note, if you see a woman, World Cups are ball, say the first one I think they played should be around 1990. Fisia woman.
Okay.
Now, dear me starting say metimia related kitwebi will be 94 in America. And no, I was so young, but I could feel my environment watching a certain competition. Na abaya talk of town, penny for more then. Omo bonchem kuno omo share na omo di ho nkomo.
Ebo kabri na Roberto Baggio.
Yes, abo penalty aseno. Ama mekai after the World Cup many fear me share footage na dunga kofa ball na otam ball na okwakobo penalty na Brazil. Nsantri na omato na omo edi omo penalty takers na chino. No master TTM dunga ana okobo sa penalty no ehye Norwich. But the World Cup I was involved and I watched as a boy for the first time was France 98. And I remember one of my cousins, Kofinti, Nane Papa free Abu Chiraba. And Nane Papa no oye Netherlands, or free Netherlands buy. Rich, that time no, I was introduced to football by Rivaldo. Intina me pe Brazil for asem. Rivaldo dem call Barcelona. I love Brazil. Inti me meta Brazil echi. And because Kofinti Papa ba no oye boga. Tono so ede sa German, Netherlands, European spirits na ba no. Oh ya argument my Europe for so omo no omo beji. And I remember that semi-final game between Brazil and the Netherlands. Na enya match kitwa. And the World Cup final no. Nse mimi nya almost semis no. Na final no when France beat Brazil no. Omu huru mi papa. Because my argument was that no team could beat Brazil. Sa Brazil of 1998. Ronaldo Dali Mamuti no. No team could beat them. Later yet conspiracy theories of food poisoning and then honioma. Then from there I have watched every World Cup as a football fan. into to ma follow pa me interest in energy. Now, Rich, throughout the history of the World Cup, there is a certain observation here. This particular World Cup, it taking you back to it, how we must pay attention to. It's a World Cup when it started in 1930. No? Who did you just say this is going to be the 23rd one? Out of the 23 now, Rich, emu 8 have been hosted in America, whether south or north. Out of the 8 now about America, Rich, it is only one and a country on free America. Aji. The Brazil 2014 one now.
Germany
Mario Gossi a share one name my Germany share Argentina no. Rich, the rest of them, Italy, Czechoslovakia, West Germany, yenya Europe, Netherlands, yenya European countries they've gone to America for a World Cup. They've made it to the final, but they never win it. Into Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina. Almost all the World Cup about America. The only time an European country won was in 2014. But Rich, why is it so? Because what followed the trend of the World Cup? You started world football and the South Americans and the Americans were strong. And see, anytime you have a World Cup, there's Argentina, say Brazil, you know, say these are formidable teams, Uruguay. But Rich, you run into modern football, where a lot of these Brazilians, as I say, air transport superstars to Europe. Na in kakra Europe, diluting South American football, no. Rich, in the modern game, the Europeans have taken over the FIFA World Cup. And that is one of the reasons why in 2014, for the first time, Europe entered South America and won the World Cup from them. If you are Europe for not dominating World Cup. Now, say, asema making, say, no crazy. Sana we as football na about do dia. Rich, even though the World Cup is being hosted again in America, then you'll be expecting the Europeans to go there and dominate. But Rich, the caveat in that trend and they say the last time I about World Cup, any World Cup way I hear defending champions is also from America. Now you the Europeans are dominating the World Cup, no? But Argentina, I free America. They say the World Cup used to be a bona fide property, and today even the World Cup the defending champions is from our continent. Inti mona see more part of dominance, but Nancy I bet you be kitu everywhere tiwa. Inti move back to our continent, you know. Yenu mo be chiayampa. That is the reason why country be say Brazil, country be say Argentina, country be say host nation Mexico, US, Uruguay, Mufi America hono. Rich, on my form imagine say this World Cup, they are not going to batch for Spain, France, Germany, any Portugal. Say samra no me dominate biem. Rich. Metie Gianni Infantino, and this is not the first time Gianni Infantino as the FIFA president World Cup now created the impression say this is going to be the most spectacular World Cup. I remember in Qatar he said those same words and any template speech say World Cup will be a sign World Cup na the FIFA communication no PR and say they should tell the whole world sa World Cup World Cup will be a. So I don't expect anything different from the PR of the FIFA president, you know. Rich, issues of visas there, we've dealt with that issue on this platform. Look, you ask a question, say, about a signer, the Somalian referee or the best referee on the continent. Now you're selecting for World Cup. Now you who say, he will have visa issues. You will not know. Okay. The simple truth is that we will not know. Rich Obia or say, or what a role to play in Tiaman visa and call World Cup. You go there on your individual merits. Into me, when I went to the American embassy, Rich, I had applied on their portal for an I visa. When you enter the embassy, they ask you, say, what apply for I visa? I didn't see a young man visa na ma unko. Tell us. Uko de ho. Why na de uko? Usika sami to say, are you qualified for us to give you the visa there? It is on your individual basis.
We are not home ties.
Nobody can convince the US embassy say or your company be or your institution be and that's or a certain authority to make a case for you. That is the reason why I am straight. When people come on social media and say, oh, there are certain people you want to please them. I don't know whether those people give visas. Say who individual unko US embassy da and uji sa your money di na udi come ask themselves obi per visa you go there on your own they will ask you what merits you the visa. You tell us and they will interrogate the answers you give them. And on individual basis, if you are qualified for the visa, you are qualified. Sankayetimi you be bidding. And then if America, then the Somalian refugee should have been in America. Because on the appointment is coming from FIFA. But anything of FIFA to me are facilitating Avananko US. And sir, on the streets, I didn't Ghana phobia almost say, Obi Pevisa Kobe Bintina. Nobody gives visa. You go there on merit. And Ayana and Kofobi were about no musu say dim komoni bi na be say menyanto basam so say ade omo mu kwa bochi no eye obi na so omo nsako eko stamp omo book mu omo ntina they believe it can happen to someone na into rich US, Canada, Mexico reserve their sovereignty rights according to their immigration laws to accept or reject your request to be in their country for the World Cup. That is the reason why Gianni Infantino said, and he kept repeating, say, "Enye bibia no more so control."
America,
and Adiaba communist control is who enters the country that are hosting the World Cup. Now, Yama Yentia says, Rich, there are sometimes a situation be share situation be. Mijitum say in the last 2-3 years, to some extent, Okowachi Kakra, there have been a lot of conflicts, international conflicts. And Sadian will affect Amaya Main Tamun Kitamudie. And if you happen to be at the wrong side of Omanya the right to host the World Cup, for instance, Rich and Kofo Adjimba so say in 2018, when Russia hosted the World Cup, US didn't qualify. And it was deliberate.
But I woke up in the body. Now, let me imagine saying US qualified or call Russia.
Yes, but they didn't qualify, and it was deliberate. But also, Obiama can say, sometimes US were the victim then. Obiama can say, because of international war, and US couldn't appear at the World Cup. But who say now US the whole host, now no want to come at the end of it, the World Cup doesn't supersede the protection of US only citizens. And they can't do them anything. Say, send your US smartly and refuse to qualify for 2018. Rich, no the moment Iran who say US ever host World Cup, they could have deliberately not qualified. And can you say come qualify? The Somalian referee, once you are on that list of US, as countries are, more than red alert, look, when CAF gave you the appointment, you could have told them. To some extent, FIFA said, look, you need the Papa Biao. And I believe I will go through difficulties. And see, me Ankasa may remove me from the list. The next subsequent World Cups, say available, meet me Akobia, I will go. Now, Rich, have you seen the videos of the Somalian referee about back to Nikrom? And the way they are, including
referee, I'm an American.
Look, apart from airport one,
that trend entry, I mean,
yes, apart from airport one, Omafele Capacity Stadium. To celebrate Urano. Obviously, what are they doing? They want to get something back to America. Say, you will celebrate him as a hero. And one way, Obianim, what is a send bottom, and no air course back and forth. And Mobia may play victim. One opportunity, one opportunity. Rich, me and I made me very to buy. My general expectation is this will be one of the most exciting World Cups, and a very exciting because we are going to see a lot of things we don't expect, especially on the field of play. How teams have developed tactics to frustrate the so-called favorites. How teams were set up against Omo. How in Kitwanu betimia memory akesifono. How akesifono so beche say chale mutu we are still the big boys. Look at the expectations of countries. I hear many players. I can see. Hear many say they will dazzle at this World Cup. So, your proper analysis, Rich. When him say all the favorites for the World Cup seems to have a problem in their team. Oh yes. Number one, Argentina, right?
Defending champions.
Argentina are just going to play to the glamour. We are defending champions. They are all Messi still. And see, a champions die hard. That is what they are going to do at this World Cup.
And a World Cup history now,
in favor back-to-back wins. And they will do well.
But the following way,
it's a champion die hard. Look at the Spain team will be at TPO because they are European champions. Now, Rich, that Spanish team, not Ejina Wadri, and to some extent Fabian Ruiz, going into this World Cup, Usha Omokla former, any injuries, it makes the Spanish team shaky. So, who you want to feel the second to have played deep line playmaking role for Spain should be Zubimendi. But look at Zubimendi also at Arsenal. Or by the latter part of the season, and your man Koeman, I feel quite the bench name Mas Lewis Kelly, and they were born in position. And the Spanish team may be very, very good on the eye, but the team needs Rich have gone through some adversaries of injury and form at the pick and they are shaky. Apart from that, Lami Yamaya and Kaboy could drain him. Accra was it on Tishi. Kofi Kinata they say fire. What Sony Jaya on Tishi is so now or the pra and an echo walk up. So they also have a problem. And when I mentioned to you the problem France have, they have too many star players. And their midfield doesn't seem too strong. And mama say me compared to some midfield na Pobamo, e jina fifi that time na Ngolo Conte more form na omudo omuji World Cup na. The Portuguese team has always Rich flatter to deceive. Always. Bepeja sa. You say Rich.
I'm in Belgium. So I'm a generation we.
You see Belgium crowd the Rich. This generation Eddie the third at the World Cup. And for me, in all appreciation, that was the best they can do. But Rich, last time Mekai in our villa Ewokata, I was with some friends, our football journalists, and we were discussing, say, Ofa squad.
Portugal team.
Also, people are mentioning France team, CCA, say Omo squad pa. Rich, same analysis would have been done for Portugal in 2022. Players are Portugal, and if at that time we form no, even today, our player be said Bernardo Silva, and player be said Rafael Leao seems to have hit the potential and After as our statistic nose dive. Empono. Players like João Felix. Satam was so jar I say according to my copy Saudi and go for questions so players like Pedro Neto, Cristiano Ronaldo, Gonzalo Ramos, Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Diaz, Ruben Neves, Rich, the Portuguese team with Team Papa. But why have they always been like that? But Rich, it takes one tournament to break that yoke. Senior Spain in 2010. Before that, they were called perennial and achievers when it comes to the World Cup. And they've presented quality players over the years. Morientes, Fernando Hierro, they couldn't win. But they were able to win. But Rich, the Spanish story had them coming from Euro 2008. But Portugal, winning Euros, but they couldn't translate that form to the World Cup. It is a diabobia. Rich, you don't see say you are a break it. Until almost so no good team on paper, but performance at the World Cup proper. And
apparently make a brand TV article be our show about football and the World Cup no. And I also say sometimes football no your players in the beyond looking at omo career more than more about bono. Football a way to reward them. And one example is Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo Bono we are say club level at the national level the Nazian do omo a year or Euros you know. If you said this is the time so I'm pass our story now yet about football say look I rewarded players or my yard dear. I mean also the BB more ansano or more hanging boot or my hanging. He feels that this is the time also football is smiley our Portugal Ronaldo. And Cristiano Ronaldo. So.
But you see, Rich, it is true. The guy is writing that article out of the emotions for Ronaldo.
Okay.
But the reality is that it is true, say, there are sometimes football goals no players be mobile. Look at 2022 and Messi. Senka Messi and win our tournament, Rich. I'm going to go. But they are the other side of the coin, so they say, Rich. They are great players that have not won great tournaments.
Sure.
When we say Besine, Okachi will be say Ronaldo Dalema and the Champions League. Yeah. People,
are you sure?
So, I didn't think that the football god didn't reward him with it. Inti, everything see.
Okay.
Everything so about say you are not meant for it. And Rich, Ronaldo, do you know what?
Yes,
what Ronaldo and Winnie World Cup, what it takes out from his legacy is too huge. What hasn't he done in football? That is the only thing missing. That is the reason why Morocco you more 2022 Qatar. I was there. The guy wept. Oh, suye ankasa. Because many Ronaldo ya Rich, me say in 2022, Opa go back to all the squads and go for the core World Cup. Portugal had the best squad, and they couldn't win.
Okay,
but unim bibi, I told them be on Rich. Time now, Ojidi say a certain class of group B, or my height or more height now, come wini bibi no. Just when you turn your eyes off them, they win. Example is Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast. When they had the Haruna Dindanis and Omuwa at their peak, Didier Drogba. They never won the AFCON. The moment Drogba went off, Uncle for you, Ivory Coast. Then they came to win.
Omu coach and me qualified to be the assistant. They
came to win. The last time and son of baby 5 baby
okay.
It was the dead end of the golden generation. And moment the trophy no.
Okay.
And see, on you maybe sir. We have TV. We will watch the
football goals and smile.
We will watch. Who will say that same article? Rachel, say football goals. Ebe rewarding Ronaldo. na ebeye Messi na etam trophy and say I am handing it over to Ronaldo there any other braka.
Coffee from Paradise, I said the passion in the World Cup is unparalleled. Okay, I ran to a friend is saying free or say, as I said, from the opening ceremony organization, Bibiana, because I mean, you have previous ones, you know, you South Africa, there, you the course or Russia, Qatar. I mean, previous ones, you know, I mean, it was top notch. And then again, I was expecting every World Cup in the chance and Avi. You hear the big games in Hong Kong.
Nipa dodo na say the best sporting event we are say, and the most prestigious and followed we are say. Omo edo other sports like any football no say omo ni enya adwen na oba Super Bowl money ademo a the commercial, the attraction I want and to World Cup no. But yeah, you do football the argument and they say the Super Bowl is owned by Americans, but the World Cup is for the world. Now, Uzumiba yeah, world football more. There have been a long argument between the World Cup and the Champions League. Say emudien pa na efe de ne quality ni wasro na the prestige in winning it no e wasro Champions League for this yo yeah de ne sika wo mu pa and yeah de ne quality ni wasro because the teams are involved no are allowed to buy quality players to assemble within one team, and you know yeah about quality football. And yeah, the World Cup for say look, I no cre in the World Cup Ghana and Timin Kotonema. Ghana will have to use players or me Ghana phone kwa. But the fact that you World Cup no every 4 years, you know, and my World Cup no ho come no, a big followers of football and a drew a man special. After so no. Because it is being played according to Omaya Ofri Muntino, there's a certain emotional attachment to representing your country on the football stage. And the World Cup trophy itself, the way Omo Winnie Bidano elugize Diano, Omo Kamwa. There are players who have won the Champions League and have won the World Cup. But when they are describing them touching the World Cup, no, among who say, and on the Omakuma, so etching the Champions League. You know, so over the years, yes, that argument has been there. But Ayakwa is a World Cup for no winning. So World Cup for no winning, dear. Now football also a winning over Super Bowl and other events in the year. Then Rich, you bet me I can. Eddie says here, but say FIFA World Cup ever starts here. It is the world's biggest sporting event and a barbershop. From a personal note, if you see a woman, World Cups I have ball, we say the first one I think they played should be around 1990. If you see a woman.
Okay.
Now, dear me starting say metimia related kikwebi will be 94 in America. And no, I was so young, but I could feel my environment watching a certain competition. Na abe talk of town, penyin form more then. Omo bonche nkuno omo share na omo di ho nkomo.
Ebo kabri na Roberto Baggio.
Yes, abo penalty aseno. Ama mekai after the World Cup many fear me share footage na dunga kofa ball na otam ball na okwakobo penalty na Brazil. Nsantri na omato na omo edi omo penalty takers na chi no. No master TTM dunga ana okobo sa penalty no ehye Norwich. But the World Cup I was involved and I watched as a boy for the first time was France 98. And I remember one of my cousins, Kofinti, Nane Papa free Abu Chiraba. And Nane Papa no or Netherlands, or free Netherlands buy. Rich, it's that time no. I was introduced to football by Rivaldo. And now me pe Brazil for asem. Rivaldo dey call Barcelona. I love Brazil. And me tell Brazil echi. And because Kofinti Papa ba no boga. Tono so at this German, Netherlands, European spirits in Nabano. All your arguments in my Europe for this so omobeji. And I remember that semi-final game between Brazil and the Netherlands. Na enya match kitwa. And the World Cup final no. We say miminya almost semis no. Na final no when France beat Brazil no. Omu huru mi papa. Because my argument was that no team could beat Brazil. Sa Brazil of 1998. Ronaldo Dali Mamuti no. No team could beat them. Later, it's a conspiracy theories of food poisoning and then then from there, I have watched. So when some ebe to me akana and so to me aboye pa yakato say wake up no eno na yesase na winim say aye ezimo eho ana ebo yesesem and the big game be ebe call out to be ano me pato ye ezimo and eho anya sam keto akwa nyuma kopi na etetire enti we dey abepem no medi hu nkomo e dey na eno ada pato yensase say eno matters ni bi enso etoja but before then kwa no eno na tese e wake up na say adam friendly matches ni bi eba so mama ntwana minye no kwa fafiri ho o jiwa man no o meti Bolivia ebo mo ntra pole enan ama ya de se Bolivia wo mo so etimo wo mo so entima timu ba koka ene ye game no so etotwa e wo dwumadi so enan no pe no ye katire ade ama won hyehyɛ ahodo nyina so enti anu so nie eno ara South Africa wo mo ne Mexico game no etotwa na sa game ya ka to se 2010 South Africa wo mo first game wo mo eboy as a whole nation no wo mo ne Mexico ana eboy sa game no kokoye 1-1 and not yaba down the lane 2026 and also whole city and also whole nation Mexico one first go in South Africa but another than the anya one ho adane adane it's as Mexico man one to South Africa abom ntinam no ama South Africa entimante abanta ni dini enso ade kunanes wadum anya go and say na yamina said ba ko eka ho and not any 2 goals epiem enso e World Cup and not there on koma kakra ade adanti on a record no and not World Cup no the first goal at PM no aye Mexico ni ana say kwanwa so no adenya sa goal no edema Mexico man no afa no da records enso PM ana tese anya sam kotwa aye records aye miensa ana PM ani ya update eja etotwa awanchehia hodo so me pacha no da South Korea wo mo sini Czech Republic game no enso etotwa ana dodo na Chechnya ana tese mo so FM to free eno da na tese anya sam kotwa kwa abanta ni dine ade hwan ana fe wo mo enso anya goal no adi team and din adi aya South Korea and sana mu bako ana mo so etimiti ana ya reporter eba e wodumade so na no pe no yade on koma kakra adi Krishi wano so na enya the only goal adi ema Chechnya entari en koma kakra so eja yebo eche adi ama na eno da yepo game ni evia ya South Korea game no mo boy no abanta ni din adi one impum wano ana wonya man of the match ana say player of the match no ano ana kwade man better this World Cup no me pato your friend man of the match, your friend the superior of the superior player of the match, the superior player of the match. Pato another call Edema one in boom and team anon komaka kwade and went to Mexico game now. Woman so a boy no abantani Jane Adi Shuren aya Kunores one anonya the superior player of the match in tea and also the another total I would to media so and ye catch kaka Eddie Ama beta mamin ko Mexico na obeka nano da mbabeka to say Mexico mu akoda ba ko mede ba ayesa World Cup ya say one no ye the youngest player na wo hwa akoda na nimfie ni wo from ye pa at the age of 17 240 days ana akoda na nya wo fa World Cup ya bubo nyina ya say on no ye the 6th youngest player at so obo World Cup ni be and the Mexican Pedri another one so etime ebo game Gilberto Mora ana tuto na so efren beta wo ko Mexico wo mo friend the Mexican Pedri
Kedre and not Akudano Suya Juma Chaso Ababa play or Toso Makumakusia Osa Atason Super World Cup in tea and he and not that the total Atasano Pay Yaketre and the Ama and Wada Mekato say Rakas Etimi Esuye na record answer make the last edition 2022 World Cup Yakoeno Mepato Yabo 64 matches na feni yenya 4 red cards better and not that the one game pepepe yenya 3 red cards in tea and we and also records and not atoja and then anope no make it kakra at the amount but at the chain at the BSC we could check Republica when we play about quality at the Ladislav Krichi another Akudano one and go at the amount when you're 27 years Akudawe you see the first World Cup Wabanye after so the first time walk World Cup the amband at the airport in Chanota you say oh have been to any channel akwa the money pa away Czech Republica and I am Komaka Kransa Abranta the daddy Ladislav Krichi if you could kate at the airport I would media swa and I no pay me catire at the amana pavo swatch but one also another you say why the first player in this World Cup or 10 years Jesse wabra game no anchor first half kra you say you bought 25 minutes per South Korea for no and a power switch or more in the same kitadene no what's a Jesse number 15 afe na one nkwa or 5 no down na paper adia no hu no or and oh nti say oh have mu padia na tese 1C and as 1 or nti another you see Africa tese katebu no board ntimi mo wi o ade say ukoko tenji with Jesse no and so ebenti anu ya benta the din e the power switch another dia etoda ene anopere me ketire e the amount na record all this year yes since 1994 Yambo World Cup opening game I'm a player be in the record and yaboku anima sana player and so akwako di aya record in opening game ayabo yes the last time we see in 1994 Abranta the Marco Echeverri one from Bolivia na Bolivia in Germany and then 1994 we mu game na Abranta edi aya record another Abranta the Soteli one player from South Africa one so aya sa record and come back aya record another South Africa for and so record ya and pay make it man Raul Jimenez when you 35 years na akwa World Cup akobia ni wa say go another when you aya first go and the Mexico man as a player one so eba World Cup wa ba benya go was na setim na say on the January 30th 2013 and on say about the man na setim no and so mo ko World Cup ya be ya nya de sa brantere enya go another Jimenez and so enya go kama adema o man dinadi Mexico and no I reporter and ano pen me ketire ade amount say I would do nyaso na ma mentwe ne na me ko banim kakra just see records na another and so epia me no opening campaign no the first time ever at say ebi so esimu tienie the first time ever emom enye the first time ever player be a record in opening game emom the first time ever at say in opening game our World Cup yenya 3 red cards and so epia mo ni nyina yenuanom South Africa father roba ano mama sa record no and so abam it's as another South Africa we mu 2 players and a D record no and so the Mexico 1 player and so etimi enya bako e de kan na reporter ja eba na oko be 6 asa Wamo our player wano South Korea nipa na another was Academy South Korea for the didn't at the OA1 na OA1 another Abrante before the game we in announcing Pabwa na OC Park and so ana wadini na ko to park and so was say ritual so ma park na kwaba amwa usampa wano ankasa walane from South Korea and the game ne be say seniama ekwe de mana abusia ye bo game wi akate no akwakonya konti woko anota and so I say rituals no no emese niema ya kama adema akoda no ene ye reporter ja eba e wotumedie so ene anopa me keche kaka adema mema refisa ene game back anso adodo na ehwe ni Canada wo me Bosnia and Herzegovina and DSN eno ye nwumire no nso dia no live commentary ye de bema e wotumedie so Bosnian wo mo anso ene Canada and ebo ene nwumire no nso bebepe ana sa game no so eba so ente ya no wasa no so na kyerɛ sɛ yɛtumi nso akɔyɛnim kakra bɛtaa ma menkɔ Senegal na menkɔdi nkɔma kakra kili ne Mbappe Lotin akasa na Mbappe ne yɛbisan sɛ mo ne Senegal game no sɛ na adeɛ no bɛsi akɔ no so Senegal deɛ sɛ obi anim sɛ ɔmo yɛ African champions nkurɔfoɔ nim bɔ papa na yɛ game na nyɛ bɛtɛ wɔwie no si ma no kɔkɔtua saa mi wura fio wɔn si Morocco koraa nti minim wo sɛ wei koraa no African champions yi sɛ menka sɛ Senegal anaasɛ menka sɛ Morocco ɔyɛ sɛ deɛ yɛmfa ho yɛ game ne yɛba bɛbɔ nti ano yɛ de akele ne Mbappe Lotin ɛde tu twa ɛwɔ dwumadie so a ɛnɛ anɔpɛ ne mebɔ akyire ɛde ma bɛta Ghanafoɔ no a I'm say Black Stars no munya gidie wo mu no minimala say after this story ebia Black Stars no be say anya gidie wo mu dia me headed him because omo mu ni football mu proper a omo bo football ni bi da eten ya me supporters a ye di eche wa mo ni ye we di anko ye ni say nka bebo no nyame ani mi ne wo bo bo ni bi da eche say Black Stars team na ye de call World Cup no strong o ana mu hu ni sa muntie Zlatan Ibrahimovic Sagana ni na koka Asian koka mso Asian no wonunu hu no osere mpato we the legendary Zlatan Ibrahimovic na podium no so anasa on a comment position no na to ho we Daniels enso edina so binti we legends about the football na wo munim ni boye pa ana to ho we eno ada wo mudi nkoma na tese ye kwako bisa so World Cup no we de wa ene mesi kwase na site ana branch ni there is Zlatan Ibrahimovic say won say Ghana be police prices the papa na England for crowd don't head and come asem esa say Ghana for bet England for papa the way be say titi England no enya sem keto no be say Panama no so say Panama for the whipping boys Ghana be the to musumutel level Ghana be aduma no and it's a surprise be beba dia say Ghana and obi anso ehwe was so be disturb England here pa and afa Croatia man no Ghana be aduma no e de chomo and to visa Ghana be nya points e de visa club we na honti that means Ghana benya 5 points per Zlatan Ibrahimovic asam no kanam who am the na say ni England bebo draw ye ni Croatia bebo draw na ya te Panama na ye chomoto na Ghana so etimi anya 5 points I dia Zlatan edi aba na owie no san de trust say wo hwe group L na wo fi say favorite no Ghana esan say talent Ghana kra no enya sem ko to akra owie baba pe ana brancha de tina de to ho wi Daniels enso to bi de ma say o say no kra Ghana for nka so mo team wo aduma na bibia ye okay edi ma mo ntibato minimal say fi na ekoi dia ebia manya didi o Black Stars ni media obi to obi ma so ano ye say aduma na fe ko aboade mo ni aduma na mame World Cup na memfa sa record we fam na breakdown biba yase FIFA for say and the World Cup womo anso ahodi nyina no this opening game in fact womo say e wo high pa in opening games womo boni recently World Cup say akonya revenue o ma generate no and no that dia Mexico and so any South Africa de ma no na e wo suru pa no according to FIFA and kobeka come so edi eba e wo dwuma de so na makukoya ya Chelsea player o Spain ba abrante na kasa ye bisa say Spain betima de aya World Cup na was in nyame anim the question ma bi say me dawase pa na say Spain je World Cup na se ma hu ye coach no di ya kan say opinion ni dinadi Luis de la Fuente was so be ni tattoo adi ato no body ho ama obia hu se adwuma no papa na ya adwuma kama enso adi ama team and the Spain adi enkoba kakwa so odi tutwa e wo adwuma de so ne ebisa se o future ya se ya de se Chelsea bobo ko ne kwa o he camper e me se players o mo ye untouchable no head anka ho ya te se Barca ba na obere se ube free e ho na wakoba bia na ano so de tienie ye bisa so obekọ Barca ana so obekọ Atletico Madrid kwa no say next question ye man question for franya de se obe ya no nemom no on the future de ade obetima ka say Charles no wo no na ni die pa na ni die ana afi proud to World Cup no wo so akata ni agent ne say e mane ni nkomo bia emfatim bia ho say agent ne bedi ni nkomo ni omuni no no say player na pa de on person na adwene be tutu empempie wo mu de World Cup ana okọ ento person onu so etie no obo World Cup ni wie bibi wo ho na etie ya ebi onu so atima koka ho asem ene report ampato makukwaya edi eba ewo dwumade so mpato Emi Martinez we goalkeeper de Argentina man no reporter men saka yesa na kwa we na ngoda ya se ne nsa baba ko na problem aba hom enti tire ne omo ye nyina kwampo wan se gloves enti ne nsa mienu na wate kira bom ana ye bobo na no wate ye bobo na no wate reporter men saka sa brand no waye okay we betuma start in a goal post e da Argentina man no aye Emi Martinez Emiliano Martinez enkobeka kwa no so eba ne say he share record ne de kwabna amanfo beke na winim sa eba ne coach so manyinyini pa ye de kwabna sa usa Carlos Queiroz usa kwabna usa wosa pa say Hugo Bruce another Hugo ye record ya say Ope coach is in pain far. Womera wake up here, Omoya Mensa, South Africa. Womo head coach and the Hugo Bruce, 74 years, 2 months, ano pain enya. Wababe Otes ever, manager, artist, wake up no, Guanunsu Eudem Cabana on number 1. After number 2, and also Openyani Dean at the Miroslav, Quebec, Wano Efi, Czech Republic, Cabana also 74 years, 4 months, Anna Tess on Uswenya. And the record now, Hugo Bruce here and Cabron so overtake and to a break it. After Oko and Muswa, Kurisao, Omu manager and the Dick advocate, Cabra. Ejabema as Ejadeke no. Kwabra Ejabema so we banaka 78 years and not just a crown and to the air wake up into no we were paying for wake up what we do musu the oldest party na a dick Ejabema advocate or no and not just a to many into and no I wake up in pato their eba say no other yes pill na Chabalala Edema Mexico no another sa pills no kwabra say Sako Mexico 2010 and Crawford na nom yes o mu jabako enti sa baako na aka na tese o mu fansuo ano mu bone trada afi wo mu ye ntra na ebe ubeka Chabalala say go no kwabra yes o wa sabi o saka kra no watre ne nsa no wadanda no ne wasum ne to akoba bi another bantan de de kunores nya sa go na pepepe sa se na Chabalala Eseditia, aye Mexico no no kwabra the same thing. The same asana. Ana kodano so aye another. Ano aye Mexico, ano wo South Africa game na. Wo mu ebo na uko social media. Abran ko fo ndo muta mu South Africa. Na me anim die. Go fo ton mu papa na. Chese ba bia obi ase de niante. Na niante. Ana niante adem so South Africa. Wo ma che wo ma komu tumpente. Wo me na die pa now. Mame ko Bernardo Silva. Na mini san komo we. Sisi abana na sofa Madrid na ade we dey in fact ayo bia nwanwa pa na nkenim say Barcelona Atletico Madrid ana na nkomo pe Bernardo sofa na eno anwumire ekobo aye no numo na kwabena ba say yes sa Madrid eni na dwedwe kra ama branche ne eko aye Real Madrid Bernardo sofa this season winya ne bia Madrid ana ubenya se woron so kwakwesi akande ma afi Barca for say omo nya enya de say ha adwere akoda na nkasa no se o ma no Barca etimpato o de ma me fensu wake up nti ma me nko ho bebre na another Osman Dembele akasa on killing Mbappe Loten was Spain ana omo exaggeration kwabna was Spain for no how many e de kan sempa na Boya Mbappe ebodema Madrid kwabna so bo ben pa na Mbappe bobiem because Mbappe bobo of the field ana afe drawing matches Mbappe adwuma na obe no enya adwuma ke 20 wo munya ma Mbappe nya na sumdwe ana Mbappe ana opuli ana Mbappe yese ana Mbappe oso nyame anim ne wo munya Mbappe na oni Mbappe asan woni Mbappe se akan nipa no mo no eka na asam nye sam Mbappe no enim nti anka baya anka yensusu nya sa graces ano nkoba kakwa so pato Osman Dembele Ballon d'Or winner the tuja Ballon d'Or and kwabna ojibidi asabi o nyansafo da yade omoji Ballon d'Or nti de kwabna kayehwe pa dia de yansani ba kwa kasa we de sanka kire de so obi ati ane nkoba kakwa so pa ewo dwumadi so abusia ma yemfa nkrofo ama so nsem no emfansia na yenya kwan abiebie mu ye ensom adiama world cup no afi na stars ni nyina banti efichina kono ase yakwa ni nyina na ye de stars na ye de bagudade nyankopon kwabra na mesi enka no kra blasa se atade na no mu chekwa ne yafi o atade na na oh nya mesi enka no kra we de nkrofana ya de atade na yafi pa wanse ne yebisa se na yako world cup ya nyesenia ye ne ba ko ne bisa ne ye nyanko ye camp no
party
ne nyanko ye ntino ye kwabna nyame anim ne and other boys ni kodu ye de o
top no looking like kente laibi
efe say we a brown with me boa I say brown bi sa no and say we no mo we desert you can say sa wo no cry say and your friend python na we the we city na color no okay we say a python color pepe and I tell say wo mo dey blaster stars there no in fact nyame anim nie we dey we ti radio so na hu say dey music I say bia me ha mani amesro we dey call YouTube uko YouTube eno ye Nhyira TV uko YouTube na uko Nhyira TV obeti dia make na say in fact say ya na kwabena de bobo no dia kwabena ne edito e be wi bibia
okay
aduma no
unfortunately yemfa dressing a bobo
ohedia
but just so I don't know but then Real Madrid Portugal next
send you
oh yeah I said the Portugal players you go okay and just so no akeka no awo aya Real Madrid I want some people ha atifo ibedi nkomo but of course said in name no ye World Cup season enti discussions in na no adodo na will be centered around the FIFA 2026 World Cup and a chance here awo aya Mexico nya no win South Korea almost enya win tin so far South Africa and check now no bia enya win and so languishing at the bottom awo aye group A after the first games now motimi abo aye World Cup no and so na we go again group B Canada and Bosnia and na abebo no so no baba hwe na so far no Canada and so no Bosnia game no send honsam no and so ebesi akọ na makato say Sharjala so di dwale na kala ntimi baye pa no camel natural selection Sharjala ano and American for them Kindeb investment amana de camel natural selection Sharjala no dia ba gaso na sada maka no kala bie kuta bia so ye tuntum so ye kokwa me pacho eno na so di dwale be ma kala na fe so and I buy 6 flavors intino said the one kasa open bia no de ehwam ana said the one kasa osusu se eno na beboa wo kala no na so etimi ato na odi adware kama pa your honey and milk no awo ho afi your rose and white tea ana avocado and papaya ano so betimi ato your almond and milk no and so awo and afi coconut and vanilla and so ho and a blueberry and a lavender emu bia open bia na wan kasa wato de na so no odi adwai ehwam papa me so kono bi di bi dwa ahwa obakaso the perfume and a diagono na so Sharjala and na odi she air bathroom ho a ono so edi dwa ntim so is so oba so kala ne yefe pa apart from nku ahosra no me pacho yusu camel natural selection Sharjala never dry send be kala no and so ebetimi aye fe ne bo no and so airfo and nti ene FDA approve se Ghana ni bia ifra broche na abade ne so no Ghana ni bia peso to bibia no akonya ne da ho kutobi ne fedare na okala no and so entimi enye fe kumase ene enkransisi ameka sei ebi ewo ha onsa betimi account de 0243 744 855 eno number me pacho obetimi afre na waje shower gel kama pana ode edware the new Bigo energy drink abo dwaso me so free energy drink na ka chen so pe Bigo de no o ka chen so ni Bigo de na no ka chen se ni onko na Bigo de na na pe mane na dawo obi obeka train se Bigo ni bi no on ma me we ni so ho no so ya kama pa oboa ka chen so pe Bigo de no enye Bigo energy drinker enum energy drink bia no chena nko problem amfa ama eniti sportsman ana woduma wo ye eden driver ni awutie me o ko long journey o tena o seat na china no age Bigo energy drink na unso etimi abobɔ na kama ansa na unso no obetu car na unso no watimi atu na okɔ baabi a pɛsɛ unso no ode car na ekobia yemfa sara ne bi emfama sun cable electricals sun cable electricals honiama and make come for them fiewura bia ana electrician bia wutie me ene anopay me pacho edan wasu edru lavwa asa wutimi aboya ɛyɛ San Cablo ɛna mekamfo ɛde ama ɛno nti ɛna Ghana Standards Authority tie ɛyɛ adwumakuo mmienu na meba akyerɛw no Ghana Standards Authority ɛna Energy Commission ɔmo mmienu nyinaa na gye atum sɛ Ghana ni bia a wɔsi dan na ɔwɔ ya no yusu ɛyɛ San Cablo ɔmo nneɛma no ɛna fa wɔ ya dan no asɛm no ɛyɛ simple ɛsan sɛ ɔmo cables no ɛyɛ papa ɛna etimi yɛn wɔda yi paa awia bɔsa deɛn ɛna ne na ɔkyena akɔfa agya hyehyɛ ɛnso etimi deɛ amanti Ghana ni bia wutie mi bia no San Cablo your flexible cables your switches your PVC pipes sanso ɛna yɛwɔ multi-lamp holders ndina yakɔfa bi ɛde aba fofofo kokumase adum sisiɛ also per PowerPoint electricals anasa frɛ number 0534800832 na onomo eni ɛyɛ enkomo pamcho World Cup no sɛ yasase na onse World Cup nye na na betu akɔ US nye na na betu akɔ Canada ana Mexico akɔ bi enti wo Ghana ha na obetra TV achi na ahwɛ ɛyɛ World Cup dia Electroland and I make come for the ambience in fact the euphoria stadium honomo de abekoso bia obetra TV nachi na so said the stadium ha obenya bibia crystal clear that's also no awetime I enjoy World Cup na ekoso no and into the smart TVs be brady aba ope Samsung TCL and na na square as low as 699 and through 700 cities so into World Cup we say bia Oma eye LG mo emehwe World Cup ni bi na abehwe ofie pa dia no excuse ese abeba no na flat screen eboho from Electroland na won so no wetimi e enjoy eye World Cup na nya no nko a ye to niam bebre dia mafie asetena eye boko kitchen ho niam so washing machine nom microwave blender open fridge air condition ni na World Cup ni ntino ya tete so Donkor mi na ye de ema wo na we nyina chi no Electroland say obesan kra chwade de aka ho erinti rafu kese pa orokodo so ho utie na udi etimi epiema eno so achede na yebesan ediama from Electroland erinti mpacho for number sisi a ye showroom sin nyina are ready Ghana have bia nationwide usabetimi akabi 0503159739 eno eye number betimi ene Electroland empenifo enso di eye nkomo bank de edoso edna awa santimantem ha edoso awa Ghana ha na so de mekan fama no eye Amansie Community Bank PLC omo ba ye 30 years and over and still counting adwuma papa ena amgusu a omo so ebo na me se bank wo wura hokra no se de ombesi ni wadi nkomo yemo akwa ba yenya wo den o bebe besia na tenasene yenya so de on besu no adi nkomo no kra no efekeke eno ntine so ne Amansie Community Bank PLC enso timi eye adwuma ko bi account ho savings current account sanso na susu account and fixed deposit de mu bia no obetimi abie ewo ho na ubi account no ho no ma ha ne hia no ebia na wo pesika ha bank ba ko na na no me adwuma de ugo kan wonu nsem nyina we almost say we are sorry yentimi emfa besia no emfa ema me pacho Amansie de we are sorry enkan kasa ho yenka bi ho ha ena ho nso no besana ye de ma wo no eye besia eye very flexible so obetimi atua with eye interest na eka ho no ye interest na kiti ena Amansie ye de ema na nso no otimi ede atre eye wodwumam enti se wo pesika ne de akoye adwuma o pede akotoka uye teacher ni so ho ana uye abadwuma ni no akọ pension loan ni na no ye de ebema ho sanso na uye kuani na utie me so ho ayi abafie mu pesika ayaye na munyina mo fama ni emfa nkyere Amansie Community PLC na yemamu ayabesia na momfa endisa adwuma no enina eban digital banking yebi sikani fra brochire na eba eno so ebere kama edi amawo head office na nkasa me pacho Amansie head office no awo Antoa Krom obetimi akọ Manso Nkwanta yem branches ni bi awo ho Manso Adubia Manso Delta no wo bekoya ko post office ho na Anwa Nkwanta e ho akọkare eno anso be rem awo akọkare College of Education campus one mo pe na onso ono omo edi eye dwane kama pa oba santimantemo a Roman Hell Santase Sofoline Ahojo Asem honina no eyade a omo awo ho 0247 200013 ano eye number mpacho obetimi afresisi na one amanse mpanifo edi nkomo Royal Foam Mattress and American fo edi amawo se opesa wodan na ho edna obeda ba sorry no na honam enyawoya wachibra mo no endwa so ho na enyawoya de a Royal Foam Mattress and American fo edi amawo ene anopei obu onoma edu anwuma wuntimi na because o mattress ni nkoye de bia obeda so no utimi sa niam nkoye kra eba sa wuntimi ennaye oba so da ye pa de a Royal Foam Mattress and American fo edi amawo mo so dinti mudi ade no efe ena mo de koto mattress a ye de roba ye na ene akofa complications bebre ade abrem no me patch Royal Foam say o de a victim of sanyema na esie na o de bra ye amount 10% discount said en kesen ke toma no onkon de be ma 10% na onso timi eye free so se na be a obetimi ato Royal Foam Mattress na wakwakoda so etimi adaye pa ye kira kwan ewo asokware mampon ya Kumase asokware mampon oso pe CCC asore no otra CCC asore no kakra bia Royal Foam na etoa so na wetimi adwo de kama pa 0202710000 na onso oni omo eni eye enkomo na P phones and accessories na ye koni akoto phones ni nyina edi afri ho me pacho ho de ye phones no eye papa na ne bo no enso wo fom pa we dem se kono kobuso omo prices no uvia fa compare bonten na ehwe se prices no ubonsa na P ye de no awo fom pa nti upe Samsung akuta open Nokia phone bia ope bia akuta bia no ura ha am sabetimi enso akabi case tablet enkodai om tablet no mrisua de no eno so ye de bebre e de aba ya tebo no so yepeso bia etimi etobi na oba na usika no enso a me patcho de make sure say when you half na open no when you half of a phone price na odo Ghana card aka ho okwa ya ben hye ne ama payment plan ebema 3 months to 12 months na de etua ne kakra and a phone no so ye de bema de akofi hanye se utu awi a ansa na ye de phone ama utua half na no ye de phone bema na afi de aka no wotua no enkakra anya no kwa eba no aye home appliances a eno so ye wo bibiri awo ho open fridge open aye flat screen TV work up yenso ye promotion kese pa enya asenkuto akra from your TV your fridge air condition in fact bibia home appliance bia ura ena na pia oton bia no or ye promotion na onim se auto fridge awo na pi honoma na amnum ha ya chaw iron ade aka ho safa kofi okwa na ode ato atade ompewe na apede ne mari pi ana ye che on na pi phones and accessories Kumase yawo adum baby miensa ena yawo opposite Asida House Kesben honan yawo ena oko obiba JK building ma opposite Prudential Bank onso yade yawo PZ Nana Kwesi Ajmai building mo tamale monko abo station enkran eye Madina Zongo Junction 0533093422 ano eye number me patro betimi afresisi e na de boss ni na akakotobi enso awo mo akachide di twato yakachem se nhwe from ne LG Mall akabum ho na yaboye sesen World Cup Village no ho na yede eko entino all the matches are World Cup yi abekoso ni na yeyi awo aye LG Mall entino an se o de tan dru na yebo game na obeto afa ho na onso timi akobo ani akoma kama ebra inshefe ne eye LG na LG na meka wasem no awo inshefe me kira ya enya gira kwankranti udi utwa akwan ni mu a uba inshefe me chi ya na LG ewo enti aya na onso no watimi akọ na bibia no aye kama edi amana oba ho a aside boy na oba behwe no obesanya niema bibre ube utie nyom na odede god so ho odede good ni na no na yesan echew niema bebre hanti no obehwe bo ni wi a onkofie no now sign e de akyede e na de ko mobile phones TV fridge Samsung na kettle ifa niam no bebre e na ye beche awo LG Montino aya announce no wadwane na ede eye World Cup Fiesta 2026 no enso etimi ede amana dwumadie ABA heba aye clinic omo aso yasene na ede dwumadie no ede ema mo maka cho se ho yade nwura ho ensan empienti no utie me na wani wo problem with aye wani a me pa cho ko hotisi ai na yenhwe emfama menstrual disorder oba ofichi komi enkoye hypertension na enhawo me pa cho stroke ana do ma me bia na papa bi ato ho prostate bema akotwa scan yesu prostate no problem aba ho a fakọ ABA Heba Air Clinic wo mre e wo mpam so a ho na ese wokọ na ye hwe kama pa koma se ye kwada so dwena se me pa cho amu market na chiro no mo pe na ye wo mo so amu e wo doma hinkro monko eye Ebenezer Preparatory School hona ye sanso eben apia kubi cold store 0541 565-199. Omo ena nano pe oma so yasena. The Friday edition of Insta Digital Passports. Yetin konwam na yede. Ema mo he omre na nondu abapa ho simano aduanan eye ensia 10:46. Yesha discussions no ase ema mo en. Jude, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Rich.
What is saying?
I'm here to pipe community and also
Emi adome ho ye.
Yeah, okay, see na see. Say be ase ye.
Oh yeah, fine. What company so start to come?
Yeah, trust me and my kai sa ada no. Say you na dey no any abro so. Ye na dey say SG mo. Me boa. Ye be ho. Ye creating a World Cup village. I mean a nice village.
Who go be World Cup?
I say
you know say on my krumo. Anya hwe kra World Cup no be TV. Tina fie no ha. Umri ajuku. Yes, oh, tira mo TV and answer day.
I don't know any bros.
Mr. Manfred, that's what I make him go. Oh, kwateme sa ko World Cup. And the US for say catch it. You call document there na. Every kra na ko bi kra ni aboa mo aba. Na usika ni ade na akwese de kwa. It will be at Ghana. I'm not sure I have to say from say. How many edgy more cabo? Mom, the giant screen.
Yes.
As you much as need no we.
Of course.
It's how they say.
How they say.
A video.
A video. Yes, what be Pia. No, number Chamuka.
I don't know. I have World Cup check it as well. I did not try.
Yes, US for no Omuntino.
Yes.
To me, I know more beside Ghana for I cannot say. Not Ghana for her. Or Boomia. Okay, so hey. Omu kasi ani akoko ko ma.
Na bo no kwako ekeke so. Ya fa bi san no no so.
Ya sebo.
E just ani na bro World Cup.
Na za kwa no. Sanke de visa no ma na mzenka. Anya dia obeba bi.
I say ya nso ya kan. Mebo ya bo qualifies no. E ya ani atro.
Oh eno de na eye agro. Me nya sure say de ne eye was stadium no. Oh of course eno de. They take Sanya money into consideration.
Exactly.
Because they are now for years cited. Na omyo and mommy visa no US na visa near then I mean it's normal.
94 World Cup ho. Ama wo fafo bi kokobọ mo sese. Sa record ni na.
But finally, World Cup na.
Yes.
Yes, from the opening ceremony. And na game ne kosura no. Stadium announcer no announcement say stadium mo kan nipa ni na no on the stadium na kasafa enipa 83,000 but then enipa 80,000.
It's one of the most biggest stadiums in the world.
Yes, 80,000
intimidating
capacity stadium and I say nipa 80,000 mum and a copy mu awo stadium and utie FIFA for na on say amo manyeska pa amo manyeska. And ama asanso a record say ye bo your opening game na revenue eba a game no we a record.
Yes. The sponsors since when you be
yeah 80,000 supporters and na amo awo a stadium couple with the games in no did mention something
first of all about the opening ceremony means spending my time on it. I would rather prefer spending my time on the games or the game than the opening ceremony. But me feel say it was well orchestrated. Oshe Bernard Boy in the performance or Danedy. And then Piqué Ankasa
and Shakira and Nhyira
maybe I to say yes and Piqué to one was or then touch my fan and all kakra and that's on the lighter side anyway but me feel say generally it was well coordinated now not EIM share had to do with the fact that prior to the start of the competition so okay Mexico for drug barons momo penny back one and ho kind na do baby cry my man forecast and kebeya anka Mexico krano yenji hosting rights na omo enya no yenji omo de enim femfi omo nsem na yen concentrating on the US of A and Canada also they usually are na e bo CONCACAF Gold Cup no or US about anima we nyina be say security infrastructure and all that but fortunately for us yen who be boni bia see so I think that we would also have to commend the organizers as well as the security personnel you deploy almost ensure say bibia call so torty me assure say subsequently games na akai bebono ebe follows because of the free countries no Mexico pe and amount for a bit uncomfortable into here who's had no now rich on the game itself me buy na ye didi nkomo bi na me catch me yen chief executive producer say at the in South Africa time no free apartheid no epie you know na South Africa bobola no more massive support Africa na 5 minutes so back here time a John Show Quentin Fortune no Eric Tinkler Philemon Masinga talk of this center back their Osen who own goal no Pierre Issa kasa almost squad no so more talented generation I mean after so almost squad no ye omunya squad bi e beto omo e bia si abongi no vet mo kra na nka bebe ho kakra on se no bia support omo okay so mo di kan je Orlando Pirates eje Africa Champions League omo ye no omo to aso e de ba be ra AFCON mu omo ti ye boy trainer ya bia nkrofo no e fa AFCON omo ye omo sai kwa another one na 1998 omo ni Egypt the Hassan brothers Osama Hassan mo e ko grand finale and san omo emiti omo match in them that period ni nyina no they were really loved by all and sundry. The entire Africa na otaomwechi. But rich. Suddenly South Africa nyaba be jom. Enu oboni ball nyina no. Yes semi bia na ote noise no. Say enye just the stadium alone. Ti say otie Hugo Bruce. Bruce ese ade ba ko e ha omo no. Na ye support omo anya. So what your goalkeepers Ron Williams. Oh no so na sem na.
So go dem born on boy no.
Born on boy. But see about game now. So reach on him. So the game itself, Obaswa. Me the catch all has a win for Mexico. Now you're under 3.5. Okay, so make us say no. Now game now you so that you're quite a rare game no. But now him say factors be brave. Ebe militate against South Africa. First of all about the venue and near about game no.
80,000.
Yes, what winning Mexico biano. Mexico national team na nkasa no check it on record. World Cup mu say baby omo perform here pa omo best performances no omo nya Azteca Stadium omo nya Mexico eh hono no omo perform here results papa omo nya dodo na no eh Azteca and I say Mexico omo ho e na omo nya saade no so na omo draw inspiration from saade because hono no ground is so intimidating untimi nya de wo person ye right secondly with the kind of quality and Mexico edeba so obo yes ye beba e bia selection Hugo Bruce eye so but obo na o share from esro e the back form almost squad quality and omo deba omo exposure omo level now they compare South Africa now you be a udi game nechi ya who say in a way you could best describe it as David and Goliath affair inti anyam won bebre. So Adiana Major before the game was the psyche of South Africa players. Because stadium name no Maudi can hear a down. What I say? Stadium name
South Africa players.
Yes. Stadium name would cancel because Rich me tried here.
I'm be intimidated by crowd now our stadium.
Oh, of course they
most of the players no. Come team G Champions League now.
No, regardless, Rich, Osim Pacho.
Now, obi to me intimidate you. Channel North Africa.
Rich.
The kind of atmosphere there on was North Africa.
Rich, me try this.
Ebi na Mexico for ye.
Rich, me try this. When your World Cup stage, a different from Africa level. And so here open by history. African teams are performing here ever World Cup the highest stage. You know, you would have about 80 to 90% of them on play or trade that were outside the country. Cameroon, and it bear the first African nation. I'll call World Cup quarterfinals. So no cry the Oshoki Ubia, say defending champions Argentina, Francois Mambiekmo, and Omu yes Ejumano. Almost Argentina so by a solitary goal. Argentina na Diego Armando Maradona, any Canadian Buru Chagamo, a Casa squad no 1990 World Cup, almost. About 90 to 95% of all players no more ball outside the country. Hence they have what we call exposure. Rich, talk of Senegal, Japan, South Korea 2002. So I'm gonna bet the second African nation. Elko World Cup on performing through quarterfinals. It was Senegal. Rich Senegal, no, about 98% of the squad. No more ball outside the country. Maybe El Haddouf or Diouf, Salif Diao, no or with Liverpool, that handsome gentleman, midfield on ball boyepa, Papa Bupa Diop mo, Kalilu Fadiga mo. None outside no ball. So they had the exposure. The third African country was Ghana. Ghana Echo World Cup no. About 95% of our players. No more exposure. Michael Essien, one of the finest midfielders, are Yenya Asasi. So
I said, Jude, Asama okay. Yes, me no worries. But Asama okay. Say, we North Africans are sometimes they be our national team. No, we most of their local boys are more born national team now. So about West Africa, no money Central, no money idea. Your national teams no do na players no bobo ambuti. But Rich, most of them they play their trade outside.
Rich, Uti. African countries are Aqua World Cup I pay for me beyond. It's unim. Sa uba ye level Ebia Africa here there. Ubetimi ababo. To say Egypt for instance at a point or Africa or Tuaso meboa. And so World Cup nimpona unqualified. But they have no idea because the players ni na no Aqua kojina Egypt onum na. And so beyond a hano, no ntimi nko. And on your opportunity so cry emfa. But Rich said the idea be Morocco, a team or the call World Cup or do semi-finals. Yes, they had quality, they had experience. Yasim Bono Wina Osrono with SC Sevilla then only Ashraf Hakimi, Paris Saint-Germain. Talk of this small boy our Real Madrid. Can onona ka Morocco ni team no in its entirety. Quality, experience, exposure. And to be sure the name Morocco, any be a World Cup no eba apart from Mustafa Ajimonomo enko omoanim no. Sa usho sa dia na dia no to nchen a. O se Morocco squad na okra no. They had the exposure. Ti say almost yawa rich, almost nsuro. But South Africa they are not in their kokoye. They have a lot of limitations. So starting from Africa. Okay, so South Africa, Cameroon they you from round of 16 no. Omo na so mu 2-1 no. Right after it, okay, Hugo Bruce interview grantee. Just after the competition, no move from or see the reason man South Africa. Every money say, how many top class players or apply or trade in Europe. And to the front of exposure, he talked about it. Say away almost because now the almost a Cameroon team now. Cameroon team no, most of them are established stars. Almost say exposure no to see another way almost. And so South Africa by competition no. Now at the home and what's the deal? This man Eba Baby Shakes Mashaba got an excellent NCAB. Almost no me ultra defensive setup. Reason in the say. Almost team nindi bebre. So the first one Nanka South Africa airborne. Almost me express in time past and no more quality no. Because say almost say and almost quality no ever form. One, almost an elite attacker. Europe. Maybe for now South Africa, Europe. The topmost striker, Ebohe, Bentley, Elio Foster, Meboa. Foster, you just 3 goals for Shadima Bentley. You better be the first out to Raul Jimenez. Gap no wadodo in terms of quality, in terms of experience, in terms of exposure. I mean Raul Jimenez, baby. Rich, bra, Uko Saudi Pro League na. On the 5 goal came.
A branch on share first goal.
Junior Quinos, no. On the 5 goal came.
Deadly. He's a deadly striker.
33 goals. And not the far. Omo leg no. Rich Pacho, Liga Cristiano Ronaldo Munina Omo, into an shell level and all day, but not shell ball now or boy. South Africa team now, when they bet me a match up to that level. But so, minimum self, take my point, and see, anyone wants to know more mistakes. So, Mexico for who say a share competition, now say South Africa for no bet you because stage never form. They knew it. And they were so smart to say, yes, say game now, even how they set up. Oh, but with
and also, almost front three now. I'm now press it.
Perfect.
South Africa for no far born are they press
no magic because one South Africa airball with 3 centre backs. Unfortunately, 3 centre backs no more. 3 centre backs no more 5-man midfield.
With 2 wing backs.
With 2 wing backs. Now, interestingly, Rich ball with 3 centre backs. Bisafi 3 centre backs. So centre backs no they must have pace. Meboa. Rich, centre backs no will lack pace. Ball with 3 centre backs. But they lack pace. And trust you me, show mistakes are not almost air committee. And when I Mexico bet me a bomb for crowd. Even Ron Williams, one of the finest goalkeepers you cry our Africa. Keeper Yasin Awards, you're nominating the first goalkeeper on your side. On push mistakes be a because some goal no can you say a free and midfielder no.
A goalkeeper.
A goalkeeper no say play me.
A goalkeeper because on say until na make say so South Africans no but 5 air defenders.
Yes.
3 of them of course they now they are center backs and almost 2 wing backs.
Yes.
It is all here. Mexicans no set your team up in such a way say the 3 players no more anymore.
Yes.
No press on center backs
exactly
for the ball.
Exactly.
So what I say, at the time of Williams Emma pass I was like one person was Brenton no. They was ya close no. All personal. What the pass in the manner. Or 10 your better one day. It never knew the reason why one column. So now call shot.
And they just needed that early goal. No more early goal. No, because
to answer them.
Exactly. Because already Momuni say stage no afam. It is stage afam. Because Momuni players almost exposure no Europe. Tesa say when no stage afam. Secondly, South Africa. Rich. South Africa. Any creative players are obetimi because I trust you me. They are not Quinos at the ball. Quinos no we versatile. Obetimi abo as natural number 9. Obebo as number 10. What neighbor both wings in so obetimi abo. Shall they know the yomo? Na they are so funny ye. Quinos elbow around him in S elbow. No more best player and Bokrano anything no more. No bench. Unim for no best player. Zoberto Mora. That small boy. Our body Juana of Mexico no. Some small boy in the 17 years no. That guy. And see what's quality.
I'm from Mexico Pedri.
No, that boy Odimbo Bododo. And see what's quality first of all. And Conforno at the buy. Now compare South Africa with Nesquado. Crown said they're not South Africa area. No. It was understandable. Obet me the ball no a pass it ball no around because about 95% of the players no a ball domestic league no. Sadia no ebe natural. So mubenya. Sa chemistry no ebe. But a player no what that level, that pedigree. Oh, bet me unlucky defense, unsettled opponents. Ama those incisive passes no. Uni. Into ball, they are passing the ball around. Yes, you would have it. Rich. Red cards too normal yeah. Unim mistakes too as in South Africa. Apart from one said they lack emotional intelligence. And red cards too normal, it will affect them greatly. Because World Cup wrong. Obet me the free points are qualified. But ye Bibiana, ye checking goals or be say a checking goal difference near there. Disciplinary issues, Pepper.
It will affect them.
It will affect them. Mexico, they deserve the 3 points.
Brian, Yensha Mexico South Africa game ni biana wabana fi atoso. Obasenka inwi no. Oh okay. Man right now yentua age median so nshawazo for 0.5. So yeah discuss World Cup. And no game told them Mexico South Africa of course. South Korea ne check game so no. Yebedi ayen komona yaba be hwe ne game Canada Boxmia and so again but before no ma yene amwa automobile empenifo ni komona ewia yebesaba na yabetoa yen World Cup discussions no so edi amamo Obapa good morning.
Good morning.
Now to say
nyame adom na so e
oh nyame adom yahoye pa minim say you din komoni pi but obi on the first time ni oti eya amwa automobile I can't amwa automobile de adwuma poti pa ɛna moyɛ wɔ makache ho
Me bacho am automobile de ye car ho ejuma.
okay
BBF car ho bia, that is air conditioning, body works, seat lining, spraying and a polishing. Okay. Na say a DBF car ho bia ye wo am automobile enterprise. Aha. Tito be me or car. So I have a problem with me seats and me seats na tete. Me pese me seats for. So I have a problem with my air conditioning. Me the chinia obi antime mboa me my air conditioning no. Me ntimi nya ni the way I'm a pen. Obo on ma osio. Me can baby kakra bi na echi. Me pese me spray ni nyina. Me pese me polishing. Aha. Obo so me color na say me pese me spray and I'm pese me change color. Ni nyina ye bi wo Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Obo so say me car say the engine 40 be and all those things no. Ye wo Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ain't say anything about cars be ade Amwa Automobile and ye no.
nti obi a wotie bia no se ne car no problem no was ye matter of ebia paint no a fade ti bia person man I mean facelift car no bia hu a otumi say car ne shebrasesa ene sa ne ma nyina mo ye bi ewo ho
me pa try ye ni nyina bi wo Amwa Automobile Enterprise.
Okay, na yen hwe sometimes obi wo ha ya mo problem pa or the car no ba mredodo na mo de be ye car ne dia ma no because I say the padodo na trust issues when it come to say bia wo spray car ne dia because me car brand bia me de me car de man no me ka chense krache guade kakra ma me na o ma 2 weeks I feel almost what I'm doing me friend be on my stories mo sana mo ye maduma no hana
Debbie we are very reliable. Yenya show 2 weeks a 2 weeks. Okay. Because you're professionals.
Okay.
Ye juma na ye ma hu si ampa. Ejuma pani ye yama. Enti ye show 2 weeks 2 weeks. All things being equal. Ya factor be besi nyina ashe 2 weeks nim. Enti no by 2 weeks pepepe. Now ka na you ready no wa be forward.
Okay. Enti ho de so munya shebo no so ka ya wo dia bay ebia a seat na seat ni baby atitititi na mo pam fufro na mo yen fufro e dia ma na 2 days 2 days
2 days
1 week 1 week o ma me ensa ma another excuse say na o ko en say ni ade bia I see no be person oba mo ha omra he number ben on frɛ na fe yenko ban Spain ho so adwuma ni nkomo kakra.
Okay, me pa show so pese oba Amwa Automobile Enterprise ye wo Apemso First Junction. Kote de diako Apemso First Junction. Enti sa wo free emena neba Udru filling station which is Kinspep. Take you right hand side. Or take you right hand side the bejo Apemso First Junction. Your signboard kesiye esi hono ma ya so Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ye big gate ni kakaka. Gate ni ye green. Ye banners bobo ifi no enim. Ufri de diako so neba. Udru the diako station also pe Apemso First Junction. Ye be more direction to Apemso First Junction. When you drew Apemso First Junction na pe. Ye signboard kesiye si ho. Ya troso Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ye banners bobo ifi nenima ye big gate ni kakaka. So we use the phone so bit me search Google Map Amwa Automobile Enterprise e do beba ho no ma enye yira kwan number no 0244 46 57 64 0244 46 57 64
eno number obi person from a obetimi afrenti abusuafo afa na odo afidie na to a I insurance 4.5 year ne Amwa Automobile empany for na edin komo is about your car na a full package car no a problem be a woman bia say your car no asie na de aba ho o seat ne na problem aba ho obesa o spray car na eno so obetimi e de akọ na oman kama pa e de ama now to air spray no o spray car no we say Ghana de o say we an bo pa anti Ghana no if Abrocheba acha bia 3-5 years ade kono na color na what car no na paint no na a fade off na animunyam na eba form
okay
some person me de me car ba na be spray our Amwa Automobile what saying baby I met me dear Barney a day charging near the and some saying
Oh, me patch your Debbie. Charging the dear ever from pa. Near my making you now, no be all back as all. And yes, some prices no sure. Next intimate Bambi and the Munye Juma. But entesa. Your price in the ever from. The Hians or the Wakano, Ebeba, near Sham.
Because how meticulous am we here? Oh, my name, Madame with your tongue. Also, Chadu, how meticulous are I'm automobile for the yellow because can't know the qua. Said you must yam but tre. Eye body works and Ansano move your media could shed the Spain boot to them. As we send your milk, but Jimmy Cassio.
Me patch your
If you paint in the chrome of the edge, Mano.
Painting a
Papa Nibian to nibble bad day.
A papa. Okay, and you say at the panettone. Okay. But your pricing in this row. So the way Uncle Ford drinks say Uncle for pricing India was strono and Tissaka.
Okay.
A war from pa. I will be a bit timid in a carver.
Okay. And I tell for more time send me a message Rachel call for you omonum when you're there and send a chichu. My environment in now. So professionalism no dey omoduma. What I say, entina omo take time or car no no mo sisi kanti so the car no kono mo spray ma wa car ni pia bontina hu car na tim say car say do could develop for kra entimi samo mo crack cars di fra brochire eba Ghana ni na o de car no bana fort bi ho a fa komo mo be sisi kama omo wia no mo gun say de na wo chire no omo no enye paint bia keke enum digu car no omo to paint papa ene digu car no nti be wie car no otimi se bibia enso aye kama pa anti fa car no ko na omonye enso enfama na eze mu ton cars kan ho
me patron Richardo si say ye ton cars si ehun si ye ka ho ejuma o 40 bia o de bani ahwama no ya dwe hu se o si ye de cars so ton ye de e ka ho because obi wo no ma on sheda nim car mu inti so pe car kwa to kwa on nim car se ye reliable wo so to and on nim cars musa inti ne biwa ne ye de amano what you see see ade ye ton cars e wo amwa automobile enterprise inti enya si ye fixing kwa na amount but see yes so no yes ye ton bi amount inti se woni car opese auto car onim car opese auto bra ye be chow car e betimi aboa so also wo particular type a ope na opese auto so a bra amwa automobile ye be bo ni ama car ni bi no you see any ye won payment plan. Inti nipa no ba hwe ne wansuro because you betimi no what na say ni aye payment plan amount based on wo
kana open no
yes any like usika what you say ni aye amount say the be ya unso betimi aye dey atoka wombre yeah
I see inti say me tiase ya kana moton no me bana me ankasa mo ka me ni je ho na bi ni mu garage ho a mo amu bebo amena ma toka na dia ma me eno so payment plan bi wo ho ana ndie me be se mtua ni na
oh there be eno so payment plan wo ho
okay nti mo ana ba kraka no
ya na e be kraka na ne dia ba
e bia me be me so me pe ka bia ya 2018 e ka na mpe me be se me ya advert amu bia so ha nti bia me ba mo garage no sa ka na me pe ni bi nsi ho ba metimi akrefa abroche dia ma me na mo payment plan sa kra dia ka e ne se ne hode
nti sa na e easy se de be ya nipa no o se isi ani o toka yi o hie sika kese ne de atoka nti esa na e betimi atake years ansa na watoka but because of your payment plan nti no it wouldn't take years for you to buy the car the hian se obeba ne what na se ne ayesa anhwehwe no na abo okay and na car no so no your mileage no e wo form okay and your car matria debi and ye de ba debi e de the mileage ne de e wo form e kama e accident free so any problem bia what you say
nti obi be so obama so ha number any baby am on afi we last words yemfenzi
okay me pacho amwa automobile enterprise ye wo kote apemso ofri emena neba udru filling station Kingsbeba o take o right hand side obeju apemso first junction your signboard kesi siwa ya traso amwa automobile enterprise your banners bobo ifie nani ma ye bie gate ni kakaka color of the gate no green ofri de dia koso eneba Oba be Jude the Ako station, also per apem so first junction. Obaba when him mutra bonsuna when him kakarabi. Na say a signboard kesi siwa ya traso Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ya banners bubo efie na nima ye gate nye bi ne kakaka e green. And as we use phone so betimi asearch Amwa Automobile Enterprise e wo Google Map. E do beba ho no ma enye yera kwan. Number no e 0244 46 57 64 0244 46 57 64 Pacho Amwa Automobile Enterprise ye ka ho adwuma nko ane ye seat lining, spraying, body works, polishing, air conditioning, and yes, also eton cars inti kai bia wo pe and a problem bia wo car ho bia Fabra Amwa Automobile Enterprise ni enhwema na ejuma panko ane ye wo Amwa Automobile Enterprise meda Richard
yenso yedamase pa nti nkomo no na yedini kama o car no baby a fault do bia air condition asie na dida ba ho engine a problem aba ho seat no na bia atete opese ya no bono ade emawa in fact bibia about your car spray ni na ebe na kama pa ade amanti Amwa Automobile ede ni omo edi nkomo no omo charges no so from pa ya na wako na bibia kama ade amount coffee so bibia find here
rich na mi adom hoye
ede am yase na ye shosho aseme ka kire ye tifo se ye share opani bia ni mu studio ha or your former Asante Kotoko goalkeeper and then captain as well, Frederick Asari. Atrase of video muha betinka awo aye Jumedino eso. Ovi na cha
Fredana.
Ovi got all first time
yeah, I've no in fact even when no Kotoko no kana I used to take keen interest in him. I mean senior
manager.
They be na me who be me catch her personally on Twitter.
Okay.
And I've always said, call me Twitter and I'll bush him for the Gasaria. The things I used to say about him will be there. I've always thought he's a good goalkeeper. I personally me that.
Okay.
And media my first question is I hope say will be Mbambe Hano. So say who's a Gofu Nancy almost half foreign nationals are a woman crew. As a footballer. He didn't get to his end. That is the only thing. But of course
our former Asante Kotoko goalkeeper and our captain Frederick Asari is here the Durban City. Bobukuno our South Africa and Abrantes say Hona Osina Kai. And so Ediomo Amaomo as the goalkeeper. Frederick Asari. Good morning.
Good morning, boss.
Na what to say?
But Nyamiadum now say.
Oh, Nyamiadum, pa. See, who be South Africa na buy?
Me free. Me buy 3 days ni.
3 days ni. Na xenophobia na cause no dey e bi anfa ho.
There.
Omo kan just go.
There will be anka bi bia sanjum.
I see. Players in them you save on.
Yeah. Come on the players ni omo protect ye parentino. They are very safe. Okay. Very safe.
Now, you started from our current team. We see a kind of mom see at Durban City. Season over describing it saying and name a call or South Africa League.
First, the woman is now share match.
Oh, you better the other one.
Or South African by association. It's and no supporting one because they are supporting Mexico. They will see who comes to what
you didn't come about. You ever do South Africa? Game don't come up. Auntie, season on net saying what describe it the entire season. Generally, who say net saying, especially who team no.
Okay. First of all, made that it for us. You know, say. And I made that issue FM so as some opportunity to meet me about Bekasa. Also, me congratulate Fifi. Okay. Married last week, I invited him. Why invited him? But me congratulate me who be here online.
Sure. It's all about table of men.
Yes.
So the ache.
You know, me summarizing.
Okay.
I think say my season in South Africa. A mix,
okay.
But it was a very good feeling for me because my first season made me win a Nedbank trophy, which is like a FA Cup trophy for Ghana.
Okay.
And I'm a few games, a boy. And overall, on and off, but
I think say very good for me in my first year.
Oh, starter.
And before the season, but I'm going me prior.
Oh, okay.
You know, na me off for some time. Till me back no, and I'm a bit to us if you be a age.
I see. What da kotoko kakra, and odi akos South Africa. Say Osho mom league no. Now the train league a ball Ghana hana. Difference in it is saying.
I think say South African league, you know, a more tactical.
Okay.
Yes, a more tactical and a movie very quick. But once again, I see a league more physical. It's the difference in share and yet baby sir, but one of a more tactical, a movie fast with the type of facilities in your mom one, you know. And share and yet BB a difference.
Facility different from here.
Yes. Facility quite different from here has seen. It's in a bois, Emma BB run smooth.
That's a whole Casemni, it's okay. So they compare
to say
league now.
But once a top clubs no more as Omutia. Then fancy BB Kotoko compared to Durban City, you know, it's almost the same. Yes. It's almost the same. You know, difference in share and too much. But almost top clubs nisu Etia.
Okay. Let's say in terms of facility, bono any Kasem no. I was sure the China the Ghanaian game no.
I mean to me because it was Ruby Brisa. Just some small difference. Difference in here there. And American anti young fan is Hassan me free.
Kotoko and I'll call it.
Kotoko a big club. Into no Osho payment structure new na it say honor no young fan say a Durban City new baby I me see no. Gab nation and big sir. Okay. Yeah, it's just a slight difference. But who compare competitiveness no, I think say honor say American born a movie a bit faster. We do
more physical. But honor
as
a flare no
yes.
To change no name.
Yes. Because of pitches ni nyaman kitty bi. Until more tactical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that do a video to ayene Frederick Asare, former Asante Kotoko goalkeeper and a captain. As is here Kasaidia or South Africa. Usina kan Edemba aye Durban City. Our South Africa kunum no any no edin komo in Shawanzo for 0.5. And no game Rushebi.
Pajo Rushebi.
Game is saying about the because your poor game, you know, Pandex will be a case. The South African team are sure more qualifies, you know. And then you know. And stage in the B2 man as a day.
I think so. Me and I'm a bit surprised with the selection of Omondoko game because in South Africa a football nation, and they depend on their home grounds quality. I'm funny say the players on free Sundowns in Paris in Yaman almost depend on so. In terms of game in here very simple because on national team no. And so no Andrea. I think the information now I'm putting up new and we all know like a big surprise. Until mean it wasn't so much of
on first level no.
Yeah. I think
and yet the usual players are on starting South Africa.
Yes.
So in a way no who blame coach Nana?
Oh they mean blaming because I think that he went in with his own plan. Okay. Game plan. Ono na coach no ono na train you ono na onim the strength and the weakness of the team. You know he went ahead with ono na plan but unfortunately and work man and football sometimes it happens. You know I think say na emo mulusu
but minim anopa Judah Kabi and several people also say so where South Africa team now it seems as a most of them na bobo no South Africa kronim almost any players are more outside I ban exposure binti cost stadium more 80,000. This is World Cup, very intimidating atmosphere and the Mexicans in the moment at a point you know I say in will be our players inti boy na so mo bon krana o show ma say what you say o do am bi as o mo sluggish like born and expected from the South Africans send commit me about no moment me ammonisa. Oh, what boy be paying? Or what boy South Africa also paying? Would you say no after watching the game, no, sang some amount for Kano. That school of thought, no, me are doing. Stage in a far place, no.
I mean, the only thing
aside coach, you know, first 7 we will say, answer the uncle, you know. Maybe
I mean, I think say the only thing a form kakra the World Cup stage, because when it comes to the spectators, the last time a Pirates, any Chiefs boy, it was 80,000 capacity, full.
Wow.
The last time a Pirates, any Sundowns boy, 80,000 capacity, the FNB Stadium, it was full.
Okay.
And you kind of saying Sundowns recently, almost for Champions League.
Yeah.
The stadium was full, about 50,000. And the only thing I may be ABT the World Cup stage. But when it comes to the spectators in Yamandi, I don't think it's a factor.
You know,
because Oma producing good players, and they are still producing good players. Oma producing, it wasn't a factor. Spectators are now Bibisa. Yeah.
Free South Africa kakra na yemra fie. Baby di Black Stars and so nkomo kakra. Kotoko no o died ye at a point ground you were the captain Adema de Asante Krobobo Ekuno. Obi enim so Frederick Asari. Obeto aso no ne kotoko aye adwuma. About saying at a point you decided to leave at the Indian Sea.
With the MFA supporters, yeah. No, a difficult moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Obi anim se kotoko is.
Who could have found the Pawasem?
Yeah.
I'm saying Frederick Asari that goal post in my. As I saw him go in down, or some luck be. I won't say what that goal post in Munkwai and Shekotoko.
By discipline, so on Tina no Casa.
Want to say Frederick Asari, I call you way. Want to say Frederick Asari, I mean, Sanyaman Untibu. Tina France and Pawasam. Only here with Tim, you are very omatia. As if Frederick Asari is all other Indian by.
Oh, and then maybe I won't say, me bokotoko 3 years. Me buy say me besum. And a contract nom de mamne 3 years. After the 3 years, no, many me bushing for name management. At an said, you say, what is the way forward? And to agree, so let's try a new opportunity and explore before from. And Kotokwami free and then Kwam one so. Debbie, because they were willing to offer everything for me. And now Musoma Bwame, Omono Musu me moi ye bibia mame. And no crana a difficult. Me feel no a meeting management could say appear won't be bia. So before me feel no crown, they told me say no. Omo the omunshire di mechi say I've said very well. Till say me kase me kodia omuni bibi ombeka but ombe share me na mako.
Na uko South Africa no. I have wait team kakra we need do omachi.
Oh me share me nana prinkasi kra me ni egusu di nkomo. Me ni players ni bi di nkomo ye hwe games no. Every match bia omobo bia no me make sure say me share a follow every shit team ni wo because hono mana nyame adom ye fire edukodu we bia edu no ntino there is no match. I didn't say that omobo match na ne yenso ye match but eno kra ni me wi a me ho pre me say me pese me hwe scores na me hu say o kotoko wini ya na
na o hwe team ni design because after the season no I'm say so we shall Kotoko, baby, place league in the Sokra, and it sums it up. Say, and your man for could team no day.
I think say they have individually good players.
Okay,
coaches near good, but and your man amfa. Also, there are seasons like that. There are times like that. Big clubs, no, do be a season they beat me rough kakra. But aside that, no, I don't think say there was a major problem. Just that the season and ankui, you know.
Yes, I got to ne board there, no cray.
Ne boarding. A more de baneboarding.
I didn't ya. Born, baby, I want to be a now. Oba could use a born an obo. And then a market to one bonny.
The team where the problem where the baneboard.
The enema, and we had the bannebonny.
Supporters, no. They are very demanding. And a Kotoko comes with history. Kotoko. Old players na baby. Aji Kotoko esi baby a ene Kotoko ye Kotoko. Inti no wa obem fufuro no. there is some sort of pressure where also say no
to deliver
into no ba na performance in nisra pressure be foul and then if you are not strong enough you are off.
Okay.
It's not say more de so more de tinina summarize with the supporters.
I see.
Because ubona ubuni they are the same people going to support you. Ubona anye ya more pressure into the more din
players now move feel heat no.
You feel heat no. You feel heat in the
power. Boss am here dey.
What down na. What down na.
Say bi akotoko akobo game bi ni asham na supporters na charge.
Don't mean that.
I see.
It's a very difficult moment.
The players now am here dey mudi di mo nkomo na am here dey.
I say sometimes no ebo say away match kotoko the ebo away match bi a dance na yaba.
Okay.
It in say you ni ko do hotel hono ma emergency meeting. Young players here any din komo look the way forward because say match na namobi so any lose match na enipa no obey boti kakra intine say nyina yen calm down na eni on kasa eni nipa ne nkasa se na be ya ebetimi aboa no na enso aboa ye ho going forward the next game no yetimi ne betimi abi intino enough
minim fifi ni mo bi amo kotokoko chin bi a na ya fe me fan tinzi Black Stars kakra na yemidi Black Stars nkomo kofi me sha sem
I think say nyame pesi me hunu say then and the biggest moments of Kotoko.
Okay.
Now in terms of fan reaction, fan behavior or compare Kotoko fans, now say your fans no ain't but 80,000 like he said. Even one of the last but one games, I think the Money Pirates in the boy. Yeah. And I saw the videos on Twitter. The saves were solid. Still not packed. The pitch was filled up.
Yeah.
But so compare Omomo fan reaction to your fan reaction now. And then a different kaka between how South Africans see the game and how we see the game. And again, Kotoko Ono, what was your best day? Who's the other we did? Okay, don't go and come free Kotoko.
Okay, so the only difference they say, the supporters are so passionate. Almost the club, they are not only supporting the club, they love the club. It's so results are number 1, 2 are the problems, but one, I don't know, they are a bit relaxed.
The result na quick
only a bit relaxed. More players no time chance in this man, but Hasi ni there.
Boys in
because almost the club no.
So mutimi ka de enkan na akire won. And say ko player ba ko charge no to masa. Sa so mu na wo kan de wan twa nse a.
Ono kasano ka che o say club no. More day.
But ne bonne day.
Say we just say nambia abonyuma bata ho. It comes with it.
Ade bia enti say bia sa. Multimedia adwumemu edepa.
Na pressure de ba mo.
Sana tie sana.
Ugbadi kwasi Zika. And I do two no sorry.
Now all research.
Okay. But minimum so one some question na fe ko judo.
But number say Fred BM say Oko Durban as a player no. The first 1 week net to say language wise, although they speak English, but say usually almost come local Swahili Zulu. Net saying Ediane.
No, difficult.
Because I saw a video sometime of a wife and I think a young baby. Odi straight. And are you had to go before? Okay, in Ghana. Okay. How was it like?
Life it is saying
for the first week, very difficult. Yeah. Because weather condition has in a different.
Yeah.
Because winter.
Yeah.
Very cold.
Yeah.
Secondly, kan kasa.
Yeah.
And almost ka brofo. Kom krom kasa.
Yeah.
That is true. Third, Adriana no mudi. They're different. Into first 1 week in their life was very difficult. But Nyamen Chade meko and mekoto a former Kotoko coach.
Oh, okay.
In the name of Ernst Medendop.
Oh, Ernst Medendop.
Yes.
Nice.
Obo me esete until obisa me kra say me free because chairman na edeme ba.
Okay.
Until obisa me say me free na me so me free Ghana Kotoko. Until immediately I ka Kotoko no. Everything is settled.
Medendop dey Kotoko there.
Yeah. Until no bo me settle bibia ono na training grounds bibia me didie mu kra no. Per chef ma me ne sanya mani.
Wow.
Until and also boame but first 1 week there na very
na say Zulu no te kakra China so a players no number fra what say ya na say off our bag oba Ghana. Dude, one question now.
Yes.
Yemfaningwa Black Stars.
Before World Cup we yenya Danlad Ibrahim. Esanso nya free banye. Represent Ghana. You do call World Cup. That was before World Cup when we Qatar there in America. So at least we had a Kotoko player. Yeah, call World Cup. We Benjamin Asari or how to folk Akubi. Minimum impression about Benjamin Asari. So I call up and next year nya Kotoko player be also call World Cup. Minimum impression.
Okay. First of all, I mean congratulate Benjamin Asari. He knew himself why Jumadin, and he deserved the chance to be there. You know. Question back to your question. I think say for Kotoko player not to be in the final squad, no, I don't think it's something good because you know him say Kotoko has, and you know for Haas player to be in the squad and not Kotoko player in I think say
surprising kakra.
Surprising kakra because I was expecting.
But with Kotoko team now share no. To you, do you think say Kotoko player be deserve so be not collab into our national team?
Well, it was the decision of the coaches, but a Kamenko I think say 1 or 2 players should have been given chance.
Player better. So do we share Kotoko team player better pan and now we say maybe our coaches who share Kotoko team ma or na go friend.
I think say na who be Joe.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Bono modern parent, you know. Me believe so no cry now or train say maybe in Kobenya at least the feeling of training with the Black Stars. But no in case
okay.
I believe say any time about. I believe say any time about.
Ubeja vitinha. Branteno. Me first time I'm there now. So impressed. Oyobola.
Patrick yes.
I see. Do you what how kakra? Say Kotoko team Kotoko player bia Enjimi Enra.
So far as an house player woman the next Kotoko super.
At a point me so need Black Stars in Aston kakra. When a bar say collapse na ba ya free goalkeepers. Na yamfro no how kakra.
Because me feel say those who are there deserve it better. Oma bom homodin ena coach no so obano. Wa show bia ena o believe say those are the people who deserve it at that moment. Into no me ahame because some na me so your friend me ni mfro bi.
Sure.
Into ya from no I think say they deserve it. And into no more common deserve it. I don't think say Nkombenya that opportunity I could represent Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah. It's me and
how about Kokra? They say training has said that Biano.
Yeah, that is a goal.
The next caller Biano. You better goalkeeper or not Frederick Kasari.
Yeah, that is so
no. He come up. But your team now Fred the call walk up no. Okay,
to me I think it's a very good team.
Okay.
They call the best available players around. Into coaches is no fair players are fitted to the system.
Okay.
Starting from the goalkeeping department to the defense, midfield, attack. I think we have a solid team. It's quite unfortunate saying should any time be prepared. But we believe in Kakra they are going to surprise Ghanaians. It's a very solid.
When a player say more tournament, no more enough time to prepare. Affect some players, no?
Yeah, it affects the players, especially say new coach Abba. Now, obi here time. I say the club side. You have started season, and now in the middle of the season, you have pamu coach. Now for bar, I a difficult akra. But you have started season. Now coach, start any start here at least. On your fair idea of the players or any recruitment is on young kahu. Send a going on in the season. Obit me. They are affecting the tactics of person. And so no, sometimes no, the duration is so winning and here.
Okay.
So they be a team bonding maybe be with me. I okay.
Okay. Now why a goalkeeper there, Mami Musao? Afei na ɔdo afidie no ato a ɛnhyira 104.5 yɛne former Asante Kotoko goalkeeper Frederick Kasari ɛna ɛdi nkɔmmɔ sisi ɛde Durban City ɛwɔ South Africa hɔ ɛna aberante no nso si akan ɛde ɛma ɔmo ɛsɛ menim sɛ Ghana yɛbɛbɔ yɛ first game on the 17th against Panama and wohwɛ goalkeepers na yɛafrɛ ɔmo with Freddy games kakra ɔmo abɔ no ɛne goalkeepers are so far yes, you are in the goalpost from the qualifiers to preparatory games, you know. Say, as I'm common, I mean, a before so look, Cartis get that goalpost to my yeah. It was Debbie. Go now, Benjamin Asari, air down. So, no, that goalpost in my Ebabua, Emma, it's no result. I penal. You said to me, I can't. You, as a goalkeeper, looking at two goalkeepers in me, no. Why now, Susu say, Carl's Grace? Yami Aduma World Cup and started proper on a good position.
You just say the best to be selected. Because I make the American say, Omo Koyeno, Omo deserve it to be there. And Common deserve ya, Omonko. So the three of them, anyone can be the first choice. And you know, me Susu say the best in training and everything will be selected to play the first game.
Now, who to you the best in your mind?
I'm not there. Yeah, but okay. Many Benjamin are training with the local Black Stars.
Okay.
Many Joseph Anan Ebo in the lower divisions. I will know. I said a mini Ziggy so about Black Stars in Academy of Ghana. Okay. They are all fantastic goalkeepers. And it means to say Obia. Any of them, while Benya chance na bono, he's going to play very well because they are all good. They are all fantastic goalkeepers.
Okay.
Until Omumi and San Obio Benya chance biano. Even Solomon Beshi.
Oh no,
yeah, stand by no. Ono kwenye opportunity. He's going to perform. Yeah, he's going to perform.
Okay. Fee. Last one, Bina.
One of the things I wanted to know was, say, oh yeah, goalkeeper. Na ufi so in the CCR camp you two local goalkeepers quote unquote Agbeshi and Benjamin Asari, and when you are going there you're quote unquote local goalkeeper. Say Oko Osana, how is the feeling? Methods need different from the Amoya say day in day out of training and now how you even assimilate to the boys over there if you're Buchino. I'm not feeling it the same.
It's almost the same.
Okay.
It's almost the same because
the guys don't make you look like Ufri Ghana and Abba basically.
They don't do that there.
Okay.
You are really the same.
Okay.
And the training methods is it's almost the same.
Okay.
They make you feel at home, and then they also see you to be a professional.
Okay.
The fact they say Bobo or Ghana and don't just say exactly. They are ahead of you and something. Yeah. Until the moment you are back camp, it's up to you to also present yourself well.
Yeah.
To no corner
yeah.
Then it's up to
what about the intensity of training?
It's very high.
Yeah, Black Stars level are high.
Because when for America, that's the slightest difference.
Yeah.
Comparing Black Star to your local club.
Yeah.
Even outside now. Because they're a different place. And then everyone wants to prove that he's the best to be selected for the starting
Ghana training very, very intensive.
Very intensive.
Because talking about intensity, Rich, and now in my analysis of the game between South Africa and Mexico, I think the game was lost and won on intensity.
Yeah.
South Africans were more lethargic, more reserved. Whilst the Mexicans wanted to go the intensity bit. Before so who could walk up and sign even Benjamin Asari a chance to go to the World Cup. And same for Agbeshi to go to the World Cup. I don't know, do you know them personally? Only Benjamin personally, didn't come personally.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think is the strength of Benjamin Asari? Go for it, we were gonna do and say, okay, like we mentioned, the South African issue of atmosphere, 80,000 capacity. The guys from Molan, Rory Williams, when they've seen it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, but Benjamin Enya, that I've not seen a game where Benjamin has had 80,000 capacity. Knowing him personally, meaning him personally, do you think they are debating me, Hano?
No.
Okay.
Benjamin is a tough guy.
Okay.
I believe say Bibi Ofri no so Abuana Kakra.
Yeah.
I don't think say those pressure and Befano.
Yeah.
Because I think say the last game he bought against Mali, it was about 40,000, about 35.
Yeah.
He played very well.
Yeah.
Those things I don't think say a bit affecting him.
Very. What is your strength as a goalkeeper?
My strength, 1v1.
Okay.
and then my distributions.
Yeah. I mean, who knows, distribution is probably
super
one of the best I've seen on the local scene.
Yes, keeper and Fabona on pinpoint pass.
Yeah.
And farmer player there. Because of the academy system of family. Frederick Asari there. Bobo Pan there. Super.
Ubisa about the area ability. And how
say ya Bobo.
Na area ability.
Yeah.
And how calm he is in the pool. Very composed.
Okay.
Do you think the injury probably may have affected say Udinyamba the list for the World Cup?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
it could be because the injury really harding.
Bounce a very say, oh Ghana.
One question.
Now, Bonhomoding as a goalkeeper. Ayana Kwembisune easier for you to be spotted because there is a lot of conversation around even quota for local players. Now, Europe so the eyeball is either in Ghana or in Europe. In fact, the in-between becomes the other teams in Africa, South Africa and what have you. Yes, it's a top league, but then we don't watch it as much. The average Ghanaian coach will look at the Ghana Premier League and look at the foreign ones. Do you think there's always more to caught the attention of Carlos Queiroz, even after the World Cup? AFCON qualifies, and they say,
yeah, I think say more.
Yeah.
Because South African League, we say big. But then attention is shedding compared to the Ghanaian Premier League and then the European League. In the home now, I think that I have a lot of work to do in order for me to get
manager. Short video that manager. They was excited. Manager Michelle, me who be brave. Say you see analysis. No, then the spotlight comes
time. Obi the question be about some me farmer Fred Gasari. Na yemfa probably yemfa ntwe homrana. Yemetua age medina so also me musa say after South Africa Durban City no they be a kotokofo ba se sabra ba ka baba okay manager him
manager we decide
au jene waba holidays yi na be a board yi a o mabai ana mpenifo bi afro so Frederick I mean you are a wonderful goalkeeper. Those who were South Africa there, but you were saying Kaosamba. Now, but you go put in my.
You be discussing any management. Be discussing who the way forward.
Who? Says come quite the only problem. Because supporters is all my crab bit me a JJ amount.
I don't move it to me. I put up a deal. But I don't say about you.
The manager didn't say I got to go near. The manager said I got to go near. I see. But they me some question.
Mr. Quick one.
The popularity of folk. Your hard impression is who pay free how ko baby ayi ni mo ye pa. How popular is Kotoko and how to folk in South Africa? Unpopularity, let's say.
Me the first of all make about Kotoko. I think say me two examples. First one Yokobo qualifies, AFCON qualifies Morocco against Niger. Until you free Hobano, me bag lock here. Oh, the luggage room. Until you know you in security back by no beside say. I didn't mean kwame bargain, but I'm so many Majina no business. Me bought Ghana national team now because I'm she Ghana badge. And I'm saying I know business team man I'm a bo. And I'm cousin me bought Kotoko. And I say Asante. And I'm saying yes. And also a big club. Into no enon kwano. Otimi at the boy me kukuyi me bag breme.
Oti Kotoko non
kwano. 2 me call Durban City. South Africa. And also see me do club or no. Or more players need be say the club ben I'm a boy him fan I'm free and I'm so me free Ghana. And sometimes obo Kotoko na. And I'm a case and about no case it's no Kotoko ni house which one is big. so they already know.
Okay.
Edina Kwechi. Especially that side and then the North African side no. I think say Kotoko has Kotoko a coach going into those areas very big. Maybe Ghana has maybe but that side need
that's fine. Okay, yemfa dia kan meti for so omuso mra bi obi o kra bi ana question bi a obeso busa Frederick Asari na yemfa entwa homra 3220 83581 83582 83583 yemfa mkoso no enso kakra first caller. Hello.
Rich.
Yes sir.
Donkor.
Amiadum.
We dey
Robert.
Because if you put your brother, and you put that to the digital affair. Now, they be more to do in the other.
Me few. Why?
You, my minister for suggestion, I believe I'm going to now. Oh, yeah, photography for ya. I have a meeting with
Frederick Asari.
Asari, aye. Now, okay, we be there. Okay, I don't know protocol, another house to put now. I'm besides the protocol house, one I big. Into another kind of I don't want to have that big protocol.
What's some band, old Robert?
What's the part of it? But just say, Uncle has the big protocol. Why? Never have to
yes, sir, that's it. Hello.
Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And I'm questioning, I'm not calling. But you can start one of the first two. Yankopo insurance what and cost for the year. Now one of my biggest fan part and among Jenna and cost of the bomb price of the bill will be an Yankopo name. Maybe the answer to but I was saying.
And so it does say, Frederick Asari, so it does say, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Modimo.
Ejuma does it.
We are the Amugana, Madama football course. Then I started and I say, so I'm not to go to the you have a country make up a plaster born there. Now, I also move the town studio. What's here the Barbara Rama to my employee? You want to make my cabby be at home, Barbara Rama is nothing. Yes, the echo. If I tell a plaster that Yakuma so to Papa, we see that one couldn't go. Yes, Virginia, at the past, yes, for yes, Ramada. I'm not the farmer, never bar a man. But what I tell about and I'm not get at that.
Yeah, really. Barbara man about hello. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't watch it, but quite as also. Oh, I'm not a Ghana. I need someone to go to me in South Africa for. They won't find someone next match, so the same thing. No more from Kumo. They won't Ghana, so you want to say them on our battle. Because it drivers, they probably drivers, no more Ghana fast into a home. Let's say, time, maybe I put them in the room. That's it.
Okay, yes, so you're dancing, Fanes Colado.
Hello?
Sorry, Dine Ebony.
Champion Mauritano.
Pacho meet you.
Hey, Daleta. Let's be able to go there.
Pacho, me who you pa.
Yeah, I'm not the microphone. Maybe it's what you're doing.
Atina, I Frederick Asari think our person no cabro for kakra.
Okay. I'm going to boss you. I'm going to
I'm to the channel.
I can't do gas with Kumasa Strong, but the police station that you are with you. I'm a chamber. Gas with the Nintendo one. I think Frederick, good morning.
Boss.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Oh, by God, everything is cool here. What is your work for South Africa? Your work?
Everything is fine. Thank you.
Okay. You are better side because when you open the, you sit and then you go post for Atlantic. Now I see you say you are a better side for every keeper in Ghana. Why are you moving from Konoko to South Africa? Why?
Asana. Now tell me, young Kontoka TT. Me what that's so. What are Busani Chini uncle? Why?
Why are you living from?
Mr. Kanichi, what are Kanichi one jazzy?
Now I need to say, why are you living from Konoko to South Africa? Why?
Never come on, sir.
I don't know. Everyone today, I'm saying I don't know if you go to South Africa.
No.
I don't know.
But what?
No, only man. I don't be.
But you be young.
No, I say, Ghana and supporters now, Ghana, they say South Africa, you know. No, the water is slow, no, it's not going to take the human being, but the fire and the human being. I say, it's you know, as you are going to share my show,
Okay, if you choke it to him, Brampam Chow, you have to see an hour to us, the Amami Shawanzo 4.5. Yaba, see.
A musu garlic bitters, Mamoja dear for sunny ye, blood.
Our current team, we see a kind of mom see a Durban City. Season over describing it saying and Nema Koya or South Africa League.
First, the woman is now share match.
Oh, you better be about
or South African by association. It's and no supporting one because here is supporting Mexico. They will see who comes to
you didn't come about you have a deep South Africa. Game don't come up. Season on net saying what describe it the entire season. Generally, no say net saying, especially who team no.
Okay. First of all, made that it for us, you know, say. And I made that issue FM so as some opportunity to meet me about Bekasa. Also, me congratulate Fifi. Ne married last week. Why invite him? Why invite him? But me congratulate me who be here online.
Sure. It's all about cat table of men.
Yes.
So the way the ache.
You know, me summarizing on.
Okay.
I think say my season in South Africa no. A mix,
okay.
But it was a very good feeling for me because my first season made me win a Nedbank trophy, which is like a FA Cup trophy or Ghana.
Okay.
And I'm missing a few games, a boy. And you know, overall, no, on and off, but I think it's a very good for me in my first.
Oh, starter.
And before the season, but I'm going me prior.
Oh, okay.
You know, na me off for some time. Till me back no, and I'm a better asu if you be a age.
I see. What da kotoko kakra, and odi akos South Africa. Say o show mom league no, na de hwe league a ball Ghana hana. Difference in it is saying.
I think say South African league, you know, a more tactical.
Okay.
Yes, a more tactical and a movie very quick. But once again, I see a league more physical. It's the difference in share and yet baby sir, but home one a more tactical, a movie fast with the type of facilities in your mom one on you know. And share and yet BBA a difference.
More facility different from a
Yes. More facility quite different from has seen. It's in a bois Emma BBA run smooth.
That's a whole Casemni, it's okay. So they compare to say league now.
But on say top clubs no more is omutu. Then fancy baby to say Kotoko compared to Durban City, no, it's almost the same. Yes, it's almost the same. You know, the difference in share than too much. But almost top clubs no so Etia.
Okay. Then say in terms of facility, bono any Kasem no. I was sure the chain the Ghanaian game no.
I mean to me say was so be sir. Just some small difference. Difference
in here. Many birthday me na yen sorry free enkunyam first one free yenia kasa yenia coach Ignatius Coach Igna, good morning. Say bibia boko de. Coach Igna dem say I mean obo adwuma pa oni kwasi apia. Awo aye Sudan national aye team no enso mu. Na coach say yan wohye Dorin Nyako. Awo aye Barima services. Yan wohye aye Dorin happy birthday. Dorin baby obia no. I mean sure no nya okese. The do akoma so bia Nyankopon enye ni na emfa emawo. And a special day. Inti de do akoma so bia awde mu hye bia Nyankopon emfa bi emfa ennom happy birthday to you. And I say sofo ba kwa on fa show yi eniagro. In fact I understand say baby obeko bia so kumase o baby obia no sofo ebe make sure say o change your passports. Reverend Bernard Echampon blessing on a lead pastor at the man a Pure Grace Revival Ministries. Our Pacoso, Reverend, baby, I will be a Yankupon Shao, or Mangusano, and Yakase. Na Asafa Odano, or Man Yakase. Na the Adua Kumasundina Yankupon, and Yanina, Emfa Emau. Happy birthday, Reverend Bernard Echampon blessing. Our Pure Grace Revival Ministries, Yamin Shaupa, na Onya Kese. Etiefo. Yam famisia na nyame adoma anwumre ye the live commentary baba na Canada so born the game how many box near enti ye de hunsem nyina no e de ebebrem ya sorry adom kase e na e to aso na ye ba ya obra at 1 ahema bene wa ni team no I set a omle dwumadie no e de eben